Yo, start the show.
Yeah. I made this song.
Is that you?
Yeah, dude. That's me snapping. Have you ever heard the sound of a man breaking?
I don't believe so.
So it's a bad sound. Like their back snapping in half.
Oh, physically breaking. I thought you meant mentally breaking.
It's the same thing. Because when you mentally break, you physically break. Right? Taxi Driver? That's not that movie, is it? That's not the movie where he's like, this is the sound of a man breaking. That's where he's like, you talking to me? You talking to me? Who the hell? Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. You ever seen Taxi Driver?
No.
Dude, oh. That's because you're watching too much Marvel shit, man. That is one of the greatest films ever made. Robert De Niro, a loner, a sad person, a taxi driver. I'm not going to spoil it because I want you to actually watch it, man. Is it recording?
Yeah, it is.
All right, cool. Like Martin Scorsese, man. So Martin Scorsese made Taxi Driver. Martin Scorsese, have you seen Casino? Have you seen Casino? Mm-hmm. Have you seen Goodfellas? Mm-mm. Have you seen The Last Temptation of Christ? I doubt you've seen that. The Departed?
Yes.
Okay.
I have seen that.
The Aviator?
No.
Shutter Island?
Yes.
I think he did Shutter Island.
I've seen Shutter Island.
Have you seen anything of Boardwalk Empire because he's involved with that?
No, but it's on my mega list of shows to watch before I die. Before
you die, okay, yeah, because I just binged that like last month. It was really good. Marty, has got The Irishman coming out, and he wants to put it in theaters, but theaters won't cooperate. He wants that Oscar nod, and he wants to put it in theaters, and they're like not cooperating because he only wants like a certain run. Okay, he's not like following the guidelines that normal distribution would be. So he's putting it on Broadway in New York. It's doing like a Broadway run. But he says, and I'm paraphrasing, Marvel movies aren't real movies. They're basically a carnival ride, something of that nature. Is he bitter because dude who got kicked off of James Gunn, the guy who got the tweeted in Guardians of the Galaxy, he got mad. And then Robert Downey Jr. was on Howard Stern, and he was kind of like a little miffed, but kind of like seems sort of like, I get it. He walked out of the Joker and didn't say a flipping word, Marty. Like the current Joker movie. Well, that's not, from what my understanding is on the same level as Iron Man or Captain America. This new Joker movie. It's somewhat artsy and psychological and not your bam, bam, get the bad guy shit. Right. I haven't seen it yet. I'm seeing it this weekend. Do you agree with that? Or is he just a relic who can't change with the times? Because he makes
You said they're not real movies?
They're bullshit, basically. Like, that's all movies are today. He's saying he's getting shafted. He wanted hundreds of millions of dollars to make this movie with Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Al Pacino, called The Irishman. And then the theaters were like, fuck you.
It's like anything in life. How much is that movie going to bring in?
Nothing. It's going to be on Netflix, so I don't know how much it's going to bring in. Netflix picked it up. He wants an Oscar, so he wants a theatrical run, but like the Rob Zombie theatrical run, like some bullshit 3.
But it's got to make money. It's got to make money for somebody to be worth it.
That ties into the show we were just talking about, South Park. The Irishman ain't going to do well in China,
right?
But Aquaman, which in my opinion is a piece of garbage, they did like $1 billion. So, and then I don't want to do the whole show on South Park, but they brought up a good point. Does China dictate our film, or what we watch at this point? What put in theaters is basically because we don't go to the movies anymore, because the kind of shit that like I want to see, like that Irishman movie, I got to see that on Netflix. El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie, coming out tomorrow. That's not going to be in theaters. I got to see that on Netflix. All this shit I really want to see is on Netflix. But you go see the Marvel movies, it's more of like a big event. It is a spectacle.
Right.
Is that where we're at? It's got to be a spectacle to get out of your flipping house.
That's how it should be.
I'm really trying not to cuss. I think cussing.
Good luck.
Well, I think cussing is bad. It's fucking horrible.
Fuck. No, hold on. Before we get sidetracked.
That's what I do. I'm the sidetracker. If I was a villain, I'd be the sidetracker.
The sidetracker.
Oh, no, sidetracker. He's going to derail. What's going on?
Or the derailer.
The derail. Oh, dude. Can I have that?
Yeah.
No, I'm the sidetracker. You're the derailer.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm the keep on tracker. What is that?
No, if we were villains, we would like Batman. We would like sidetrack him and derail him.
okay.
Like, yeah, your parents, man. You know, like.
Martha.
So movies, yes. Marty,
Yes. Okay. You were asking the hypothetical question.
look at the movies that make money. Fast and Furious.
Those
Marvel
should be-
shit.
those should be-
Pixar shit.
If you're going to go to the theaters and pay $15 to $20, they should be 3-hour huge spectacles.
But okay,
in my opinion.
What about I saw Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Nah, fuck. I can't tell you how many times I've said that. That's not a bad movie. I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. 2.5 hours. Not a big spectacle. But
Yeah.
what's wrong with that? Why do I got to see bam, bam, bring my ugly kid from the rural area up to the city in my shitty truck? Bam, Junior, Iron Man's going to get him. I mean, that's who you're appealing to. And that's what Marty's saying. You're appealing to idiots pretty much.
Well.
In so many words.
But
Like Black Panther being nominated for an Oscar. It's a good movie, but people like Marty... I'm talking call him Marty like he's my friend. Like, hey, Marty.
Hey, Marty.
Yeah, the guy probably wouldn't give me the time of day.
it's old school versus new school. It's what used to be versus what it is now.
Is he wrong, though? Or is he just
It's
mad, is he
not-
just
that's
mad
not-
he's not
that's-
getting his way?
That's not a wrong or right answer. Because it's true with what he's saying, but here's an older. Are you drinking?
Water.
Oh, over the mic?
Oh,
Come on,
shit.
professional.
Yeah, I worked in radio, man. You can tell like I've just given up on all that shit.
I'm half kidding. I don't care. You're just trying to sidetrack, trying to derail.
Yeah.
And I forgot what I was saying. You struck again. No,
There's no one's safe.
It's the old school mentality thinking, and there have been superhero movies for years, so it's nothing new. But the more you appeal, I can still. It's even worse. Look at it. God. You really don't want me to make a point, do you?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. No, I wasn't doing that on purpose. I'm really thirsty, though.
Before I start again, take a drink.
But I don't want it to be my last one.
Take a drink.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't even know. Old school versus new, or thinking.
If you're saying to appeal to the most people, you got to make shitty, dumb, simplistic shit that is not meaningful.
It's like anything. It's
Yeah.
like pop music versus indie music. Well, indie music's popular nowadays, but you hear the same thing. Oh, I want to make art. I want to make concept albums, but Britney Spears is dominant. Oh, I dated myself. You know what I'm saying? But that was the arguments we've already heard.
Halsey, Cardi B.
The more, but it's those movies bring in money.
That's what
A
matters.
lot of
That's what
money.
matters. That's what matters.
It's like anything. Oh, you're not going to support. I'm not saying Scorsese is an art film. I mean, it is, but I'm not talking like an art film that's not going to bring in any money. But that's the argument.
Like Jay and Silent Bob rebooted.
Like respect my art. Well, your art's not going to bring in any viewers and money. So why should I?
So don't do it then. So let's not just only do stuff that's profitable. I mean, that's what's like everyone hates about music is like only the shit that's profitable. Only the shit that's profitable is what you're exposed to. They only expose you to what they think is going to make money, not what they think is good. They don't give a fuck about what's good. Doesn't matter what's good.
But
Sorry.
maybe those movies are what's keeping movie theaters in business.
If that's what's keeping movie theaters in business, then movie theaters are like basically like a drive-in IMAX kind of thing. That's all they should be at this point. You know what I mean?
And see, like this is coming from because you go to the movies a lot,
Yeah, I do.
and I don't. I go because
I'm gonna stop though, but I don't see. I don't see the Marvel movies, man. Like I'll see them like inadvertently or like, I don't go. I have not seen the fuck. I mean, we've talked about. I saw the first Avengers in the radio promotion. It was a disaster, and it's not why I didn't see any more. I saw the Dark Knights. I've seen like Wolverine movies. I am not excited about it.
Honestly, I think
I'm excited about Joker, but for different reasons because of it's like an art movie kind of.
I watched watched the Avengers movie only for hype because I knew they were making like the quote unquote last one, and I didn't want it to get spoiled because I enjoyed the first 10 years ago.
I don't even know what happened.
Oh, I know.
No, but like as far as it being spoiled, like I just like it was off my radar. Like I see Avengers stuff. I mean, I've yet had the Joker spoiled for me.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Dude, I remember when the Dark Knight came out, and this is when I was like young and stupid. and just thought, didn't really understand how social media is not, I don't know. I don't know how I'm trying to say, but I was like, anybody spoils the Dark Knight for me, I'm unfriending him, which is retarded because guess what? Some asshole did. The last one with Bane, like how Bane's demise or whatever. He just like.
I completely forgot how that happened. I know he died.
Do you want me to spoil it for you?
I have it. I've seen it. I have it.
But if you just don't read that shit, you see, here's the Joker article, just don't read it.
Right.
So, is Martin Scorsese on his way out? Is he finished? I mean,
how old is that guy?
70-something,
like
maybe.
Literally on his
No, I mean, as a filmmaker. I mean, this Irishman, this Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, the classic actors, not necessarily new actors. Especially Mr. De Niro has made some shit in this past 10 years, in my opinion. He's in the Joker movie, not to keep saying that fucking film, but, I mean, Scorsese, wants it for an Oscar run. Why do you assume that? That they kind of, tell you that. I mean, you got to kind of put that in festivals. So that begs another question is, should Netflix movies be Oscar nominated, or should they have to be in theaters? Is basically, it's not a real movie unless it's in the theaters. I don't agree with that anymore. I say maybe 10 years ago, made-for-TV movies aren't real movies, but Netflix movies fucking are.
Yeah.
Some worse than others, just like movies in theaters. But that Roma movie was nominated. Remember that movie? I never saw it. Roma. It was a Netflix movie. It was nominated for an Oscar. They put it in theaters to get it qualified. I never saw it. It's, I think, a foreign film actually. It won something, not best film or anything. But I just why can't a Netflix movie get nominated? Why does Scorsese gotta flex his muscle and run out Broadway to get it? Because I think it's got to be 90 days or something, and he was only going to do a few weeks, and and then I'm just who gives a fuck if you win an Oscar anymore? Does it really matter?
I'm sure there's.
I mean, it promotes.
I don't know if it's a money thing, or I don't know if it's a not fame. I don't know if it's a accolade thing. I have no idea.
Well, it's simplistically. And not being naive, it's you achieve the highest award in acting in cinema, an Oscar. It's like winning a gold medal. But to me, at this point, it's so ridiculous. The movies that get nominated, one year, nobody saw because they were all art movies. That was the Three Billboards movie, the Fish effort. I'm really trying hard with Michael Shannon. Nobody went and saw that. So then the next year, bad ratings, blah, blah, blah. And I think that was the year the Me Too was blowing up and everyone was next year, though, Black Panther's nominated. So they want let's get people who give it,
You know what they should do?
What?
So you're saying that the ratings are declining. Is that what you're saying with the Oscars? I mean, pretty much
every award show.
So
that's dead.
They need to start a new one.
Just have one. There's too many. There's 30.
Make a streaming award show.
Yeah. On MTV, we talked about it. I think in one of ours, how bad it's become. The ratings wise, you could content. I'm too old. Okay, whatever. No one's fucking watching it.
Just make a streaming award show. It can cover all the Netflix, Hulu, all that, and then you nominate.
It's too exclusive.
Everybody has. If anything, it's a commercial.
This is why.
So let's say
you can walk down and wear someone's dress and then go, "Who are you wearing?" and kiss everyone's ass.
That's fine. You can still do that.
But you got to do it 100 times a year. And then say political stuff when you go up on stage.
Right.
Yeah, and or something controversial.
No, but you're talking about, so you're saying that the Oscars of the last couple of years, they're indie movies. So if you want to make that, hold on, I'm making a point.
Sorry,
so if you want to make these count or make it worthwhile, have them all streaming. And then if anything, it'll be a commercial for, so let's say the best movie is on, I mean, everybody has Netflix. Let's say it's HBO or Hulu. The best movie of all the streaming is on Hulu. Well, shit, I want to see that movie. Maybe I need to get Hulu. Or if the best, if it counts, or if the best movie, best actress, if it all goes to one service, oh man, I'm missing out. I need to get Hulu. So if anything, it'll get business to those streaming services, even though they're going to have to pay to get on there.
But what about CBS or whatever channel airs?
Well, shit, they're all going to be one within the next couple of years, they're all going to be one streaming TV combined.
I just I like going to the movies and everything because I think it's a cool like thing, and I don't need shit blowing up like every 5 minutes to be entertained. I get like our culture now is so like low attention span and like some shit like you just can't follow. Like that Quentin Tarantino movie, I heard people complaining it was too long. It's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like you're a grown up. Like
Avengers was like 2.5 hours.
yeah, but it was like action packed, or was it slow?
So were they complaining it was too long or too boring or both?
Pretty much both. I can't remember. One of those words was used, and it was to imply that it was slow and boring. And it was like, you don't appreciate cinema then, person. I didn't say anything to them because they're like a stranger. They were like walking behind me as I was walking to my car. But
well, yeah, because it's hard for someone to sit down for 2.5 hours without looking at their phone or
these days, yeah. But,
yeah, it's got to be.
So
I don't know.
Should the movies like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood got it right? Should that just those kind of films that aren't big extravaganzas, even though that's doing fine? Should that just stream that shit? And then if you're gonna go out, bring the kids, have some big blockbuster. It's only blockbusters or attempted blockbusters. They can't all be.
Yeah,
and if you want to see some art film, you go to like the Tivoli in U City, right? Yeah, or whatever. You go see like Rob Zombie or Kevin Smith. You go
what it is.
You go see it 3 nights in one of the theaters near you or something. Yeah, it's changing the game.
I mean, if anything, it diminishes the art of going to a movie theater, the aesthetic, the smell, the popcorn, blah blah blah. But at the same time, a lot of movies that you normally wouldn't see are delivered straight to your TV, included in the price. You know what I'm saying?
It seems
so
like
it's not like a lot more movies are having the opportunity to be seen, but at the same time, they're just thrown into the ocean of content.
Why though?
Just so much.
Why are they doing that so willy nilly, like you're saying? And then with theatrical releases, it's got to be some big blow your fucking face off or nothing. You know what I mean? I mean that movie, the Quentin Tarantino movie I keep harping on. I mean, it had Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, and it was Quentin Tarantino. Take those 3 away, that probably wouldn't have got the release that it got in this day and age. You know what I mean?
I don't know the business of the movies. I
don't want to know after Weinstein. I don't want to know the business.
It has to do with distribution costs. It's like anything. Like if you make a CD, like that costs to physically make. So it probably physically costs to, even though it's digital now, it probably costs. I know it does. It costs a lot to ship those physical movies to the theaters, and so that versus. But then again, you have to pay Netflix. Or Netflix plays them. I don't know. I don't know the business model. But I'm sure, like anything, comes down to money. And if it costs more to put this movie in the theaters, and if the returns aren't as high, then what's the point? Or we'll just save money and put it on Netflix or put it on whatever.
But when you take a movie, and the Quentin Tarantino movie is a bad example because it was expensive. But usually those kind of films that aren't like heavy on special effects aren't that expensive. So I'll use a Rob Zombie film, for example. It cost $3 million to make. In his 3 days, he pretty much made the $3 million back. So he's already broken even. They're going to add some extra days. I mean, it's not like a real release, okay? But so he makes another couple million. That's $2 million profit. You know, these people get into troubles, they make $100 million movie and it makes $80 million. You're at $20 million in the hole, and then advertising on top of it. But then you go over to China, and it does really good in China. That's why that Pacific Rim, that bombed here, but that's why we had more of them. Mm-hmm. China. Yep. Asia determines what we watch.
Yeah.
And Marty Scorsese films, they don't get the Irishman. They don't understand. Just like we wouldn't understand like if they even have indie films in China, communist China, you know.
It's art, we'll call it. That's just being brought into the modern age.
It's just too mainstream. I mean, you look at movies from the 60s and 70s and 80s, and I don't want to sound like old because I'm technically not that old. I'm older, but like they're more risky. These movies are safe.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed to have some Marvel fucking name on it. You're guaranteed a good return. Even the worst ones, like, still do good. Well, there was one that did really bad. The Han Solo movie, that's not Marvel. That did bad.
Yeah, it is.
Is Han Solo?
All
Marvel?
the Star Wars is Marvel.
It's Disney. Same thing.
Oh yeah. So I meant they're all one. Do I own that yet?
So that movie bombed. So,
but then, well, this is going to change in a month or so because Disney's going to have their own streaming service.
yeah. So then I'm gonna have to get another one.
I don't think I'm going to get it. I even have kids, and I'm like, I don't know.
Your kids will love it.
Yeah.
Dude, I read what's on it. There's a lot of cool shit.
I know there's a lot of cool
Almost
stuff.
better than Netflix.
Well, I already canceled Netflix.
I'm watching 13 Reasons Why season 3. Who killed Bryce? Jesus Christ. You have no clue, dude.
Nope.
13 Reasons Why? I'll give you 2. The Selena Gomez produced show. It's a book about this chick who killed herself, and she does the ultimate bitch move and give people like notes on why she killed herself because of them. So like, I killed myself, and then I send you a note, Jerry, this time that you did this. It's just like, it fucks you up, man. So the show's about that. Now they're off the book, and last season they sodomized a kid with a broom. Yeah, dude. And then he was going to shoot up the school. And then like they just killed. I don't know. It's stupid. All of it's stupid.
Sounds like a perfect show for this climate, this day and age.
Well, it's getting backlash because it says it glorifies suicide because basically
It glorifies suicide.
Well, it does because it's like I'm going to kill myself. There's going to be like all these people doing all this stuff on my behalf after I die. When basically, fuck that guy. I mean, not saying that, but like it gives you like a.
I have a dark response for that. I'm not
Don't give the response. I'm not. Hey, dude.
No.
About me? Oh. It's like, God, dude. that you never heard of that though? You never heard of 13 Reasons Why?
I've heard of the show. I've heard of there's backlash against
I
it.
just watched in season 3 and they killed Bryce, who's like a guy who raped somebody.
Good, and they deserve to die.
Yeah. I want to know who though.
No.
But Netflix. Big show on Netflix.
Is there a point? What?
It's a big show on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Then you got The Ranch. Then you got Orange is the New Black. Yeah, it's canceled, but you got the catalog. So all these shows that are canceled, you still got the catalogs.
Where do canceled Netflix shows go? Because all the
Netflix.
all the canceled network shows go to Netflix. So where do the canceled Netflix shows go? Hulu?
Netflix.
What?
It's a low-down version. Dude, Redbox is gone, man. Have you seen I went into Schnucks and I go, where's your fucking Redbox?
They're still around.
They took it away. No one likes it.
Just recently?
Yeah. I went in there and go, where's the Redbox? You can't find one in this town, boy. You're a long way from home, boy. You want yourself... Huh?
There's one in my town.
You live in a different kind of town. There's no internet in your town.
Fuck you.
Dude, it's tribalism. You're a big rival for us.
No, Redboxes are still around.
Do you use Redbox?
No.
I have. It's too much effort, though, because I got to bring it back.
It's just getting lazier and lazier.
And then there's like people behind you, like...
I wonder if Netflix killed video stores or Redboxes.
I think video stores killed video stores. I think they should have became their own streaming services. I think Blockbuster did become a streaming service. Blockbuster should have became Netflix. They should have realized that times are changing and people don't want to pay late fees. You know what I mean? Like you should have had like, you know how like the only record stores that survive are like the hardcore like indie vinyl shit that has like the aficionados would like. That's what Blockbuster should have became. And all this like shit you stream, you know? Like remember Blockbuster Music? Remember that? That's dating me really bad.
No.
Yeah, it used to be a thing.
Blockbuster Music?
Yeah, I'd go there, listen to the albums and the headphones.
I mean, I remember stores like that.
And they'd be like, that's Pearl Advisory, kid. Does your dad know?
Blockbuster Music? They had their own music stores? Where?
Yeah. Where? In St. Louis. I remember going to one when I was like really young. Because I was listening to a Pearl Advisory CD. And they're like, you can't do that, kid. Does your dad know?
Or Sam Goody.
Yeah, well, Sam Goody's no more, right?
No, I don't think so. Now we're on these parts.
Maybe in rural America. I'll go to Sam Goody, buy myself a record.
But there's still video stores around here. There's Family Video.
Family. Can't ever.
They
can't give up on Family.
They sell CBD products now.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not shitting you.
So that's what I mean. You adjust with the times.
Yeah, they're gonna be selling weed here next year.
At Family Video?
I mean, they're selling CBD already. It's
gonna be strange in a few months, man.
Remember they used to have like the combo, rent a movie, get a bowl of popcorn bag. You know, like the bag bowl.
They even made it where they attach it to like a pizza place where you get like a pizza.
Yeah.
Marco's Pizza. Have you heard of that place?
Shit, now you're going to get pizza, weed, and videos all in one.
It's going to be weird, man.
I'll go to the video store again for that.
Yeah. Used to be you have to like, nod at the guy and then you go behind the store and he sold you the weed.
Don't you miss those days, though?
Yes.
Not the weed part. You can go to a video store. I have no idea what I'm going to get.
It was so exciting. You're just like running around looking and then like...
Until you find... Well, certain ones were different, but a lot of them were like they had the case and then they had the actual disc or tape behind it.
Deceiving.
So
yeah.
You see the case. Is it still there? It's still...
Yeah.
Oh, it's not there. Or do you remember the best feeling? Because some places had like multiple copies. And so like you want the movie, you want the last one.
You can tell the big movies too because there's just a big display.
Right.
A big display. And then it's just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And you like wanted to get there. You had to get there. And then you'd rent it for like multiple days. I remember sorry, it's out all week. I'm sorry.
On Fridays we had to rush. Like after going to school, Dad, can we go? Dad, we go. Hold on, we gotta go before 6 because it'll be sold out.
Alcohol. Like,
did you take the tape back?
I remember. Well, I guess we were friends in high school, right? Because not before then. No. So like when we were young, and we rented. One of the movies was The Jerky Boys. It was that, and then I think it was like Cheech and Chong. Next movie or Nice Dreams or the one where they go to Amsterdam. And I remember your dad took us, and then your dad
for real?
Huh? Yeah, for real. Like we were in high school. Like I spent it at your house one time.
How do you remember this?
I had to remember stuff there's important stuff I can't remember though.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie. So did we watch it?
Well, I think we were doing other stuff while it was on that was in the spirit of those films.
We were making out?
Well, it's 2019. No, we were enjoying the spirit of a Cheech and Chong movie, if you know what I mean.
That's why I don't remember it.
I remember your dad paying for it or whatever, and he's like, yeah, 2 classics right here. He's like the guy like read, he's like Jerky Boys and Cheech and Chongs. He's like, yeah, 2 classics.
God.
No judgment.
See, that's what scares me because I have no recollection of that whatsoever.
Oh, dude, don't worry because people tell me shit. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but it happens a lot. Except it's very specific.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I have no recollection of that.
My mom can't remember like shit. Like, like we were there. We were there. Like, and she's always been like that though. Some people just have bad memories. Just the way
Took too many head balls in soccer.
Too many balls to the dome, man.
Yep. That's CTE.
Yeah, you're going to be like a football player, NFL player.
Well, studies have shown that soccer is not as bad as football, but take a lot of those head balls, jiggles around your brain.
Do you think that, and this is not one of my bullet points, so how about this? It's football season, right? Sundays are shut down. You go to church, you beg for forgiveness, and you're a glutton, and you watch football, and then you root for someone to fail, which is very Christian. Should football players have the right to sue over that of getting brain damage after they made millions of dollars and like had the greatest life ever?
No.
Their dreams?
No.
Your dreams came true. We're sorry. Here's more money.
Why haven't
you knew the risk? Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, why haven't they made them sign a waiver with your included in your contract?
Yeah, I don't know.
We take no responsibility. This is what you wanted to do. You knew at the time what you were doing.
It's just not happening.
But we don't know the long-term effects. Well, the NFL doesn't know the long-term effects. I mean, they do now. I'm saying 10 years ago, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago.
There's people who are like brain dead. Like they can't like tie their shoes. They're drooling. It's sad.
I don't mean to make light of this, but
make light of it.
So you mean with a game where you hit helmets
Yeah, I know.
multiple times a game, every game for 14 weeks in a row, 13, 15, however, because you go in the playoffs, could be more than that. You're telling me that causes brain damage?
Apparently a game where you can get severely crippled and possibly never walk again. A game where being 35 is old because it destroys your body. Yes, that causes brain damage. Not only that, but I think boxing does too.
Oh,
who would have thought?
Wow.
Is that why Muhammad Ali was like that, or did he?
Probably.
He had what, Parkinson's? Though? Getting hit causes Parkinson's? Did someone beat the shit out of Michael J. Fox all the time? Man, Curb Your Enthusiasm. You see that one?
Yeah.
God, he's such a good sport. He rules.
Is that the episode where he threw the ball out the window?
I don't know. I just remember he's
that's
like,
a different season.
He's just being an asshole and
Yeah.
he's blaming it on Parkinson's.
Yeah.
And like,
Sorry, it must have been the Parkinson's.
he hates Larry for some. Everyone hates Larry. I feel like Larry. I just feel like everybody hates me.
All right, derailer.
It's not though.
I thought you were making a point.
No, I'm not making a point. It is. It's on the injury thing though.
Yeah.
So like a guy, you know, you don't think they have the right, basically. I guess in a nutshell, you answer my question. Like, okay, so I get a contract, and I make, because they look at it as like, you made all this money for the city, you made all this money for this team, you made all this money for the owner, you made the owner richer and richer. Yeah, you got a lot of money, but they got way more. You contributed, and then now you're in a wheelchair and you're drooling, not to make light of it. Should they get any compensation? No derailments aside, any compensation. Any kind of mental disorder,
No.
is the NFL responsible?
You know why?
Are they responsible for getting paralyzed?
You know why?
Why?
Because did someone sue the NFL? I know not recently, but in the last 5 years.
I don't know exactly, but yes,
Whatever happened with? Do you remember?
Probably in litigation. The NFL will probably litigate them
Because
until they have no money.
as soon as that player wins, guess what? No more NFL, because they're gonna have to pay, because every player is gonna come out of the woodwork. Well, guess what? I have it too. You owe me. Guess what? I have it too. You owe me. Well, shit. They're gonna be paying not only their players playing right now. They're gonna be paying the players of old that have brain damage.
And what about other injuries too? So are they liable for like ruining your knee? I mean, huh?
No.
Well, then why are they liable for brain damage?
I don't know.
I mean, I have empathy. I feel sorry for them. Like, it sucks. Your mind goes. You're not all there. It's terrible. But like, you signed on for this. Like,
Right.
you agreed for it. I'm sorry that it happened, but you agreed to it.
I mean, you do,
and you have an awesome life. Awesome life. You're a football player. Everyone wants to be.
We'll look at the people who work in factories and are exposed to chemicals.
So
I'll
give you a good point. They can sue over that though.
Yeah, you're right.
The coal miners, family member was a lawyer for coal miners. You know, so they get black lung. They could sue workers' compensation. So why can't the NFL then? Where do you draw the line? Because if you're going to be a coal miner, there's a good chance you might get black lung or some kind of lung problem.
Right.
So you know that going in. So why do you get to sue afterwards? Just like if you're a smoker, people did sue the tobacco companies, didn't they? But it was over false advertising and shit, I guess. I don't know. Vaping now is killing everybody.
Let's talk about that. Let's. Do we put a bow on that? I know we're asking a lot of hypothetical questions. The question is, do they have the right? Maybe. Is it enough for a lawyer to infiltrate this and to win? Yes.
Why can factory workers and coal miners and people sue, but not the NFL players? Why can't they?
Because the NFL has a lot more money and better lawyers than the coal mining. Well, coal mining. Maybe not coal mining.
You make good money being a coal miner.
No. I mean, like the companies, whatever.
How can you have a consistent business when you consistently cause people to get sick and then are consistently like in litigation over lawsuits? Like, how can you have a business when you're consistently settling with like every employee that you have?
They have an in-house law firm.
That's just messed up, man. The whole concept is crazy.
If you look at it, everything in life is messed up that way.
Yeah.
I mean, there's multiple thousands upon thousands of companies that put their employees and even consumers at risk that they know about.
But you're prepared to pay it out. It's like already.
And we'll just do it till someone sues us, and then we'll just throw money at our. I mean, that's life.
Why not make it safer, maybe, so like you don't have to constantly like settle with people.
Now, what are we talking about? We're talking about.
I got black lung. Give me workers' compensation.
Well, because it costs a lot of money to make things safer. It cuts.
That's fucking evil.
It cuts. Yeah, it is.
So you got black lung, you got a big settlement, but you got black lung, and your life's probably shortened. Just like you're the NFL, you're a big NFL star, you got a lot of money, you can't remember any of it.
Well, what's worse is something that's not as
glamorous.
Well, I was going to say not as, okay, let's say I'm trying to think of an innocent job that you don't know you're exposed to dangerous things. Coal mine, yeah. It's kind of, that's not good to be in a coal mine and breathe the shit in. NFL, you're getting hit in the head. But what about something that, I don't know, that seems safe, but let's say, I mean, it would have come out by now. Let's say we're working at a radio station, and then let's say 10 years from now, 20 years from now, all this new technology, there's a lot of radio waves coming through that, and everybody has brain cancer.
Well, every station I worked at was like in the 80s with technology, so any new technology that gave you brain cancer, I would not get because all the equipment I worked with was like Fisher Price toys.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know something
I think the new.
I'm just being a dick.
I read a headline that like countertops,
Mm-hmm.
a new type of countertop that people have been working with, it causes cancer. I read
countertop. We mean by countertop,
like a countertop,
like
installing countertops.
Oh.
Like you would think, countertop, that's safe, but all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this is giving workers cancer. That's probably more of a might want to sue, or because like I'm working with countertops, so why would this give me cancer as opposed to getting hit in the head 40 times a game? And
what about if you're a clerk at a gas station and someone comes in and shoots you? Are they responsible? Can you sue them? They provided an unsafe environment. I mean, I guess they didn't. They can't control if someone comes in and shoots you. What if you're a cop and you get shot? Can you sue the police
we could probably
department?
spend an hour listing things that are
talk about vaping. This is like everyone's going off about vaping now.
So the short answer is yes, you can sue for anything if you have a good enough lawyer.
Well, you can settle for anything if you have a good enough lawyer.
Right. So, yeah.
If they're intimidated by your lawyer, they'll just settle. Trust me, I know. I've been this sort of similar situation. People puss out when you get a lawyer, usually.
Yeah. Unless they have a bigger law firm under their belt.
Not the pussy people podunk bitches I've dealt with.
So vaping, speaking of.
Yeah, what about it, man? You attacking big vape?
Why? Okay, vaping's been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Why all of a sudden? Loves that water.
Yeah, dude.
Matt loves water.
I'm ruining
we need to do the water spot.
No. Chad's water? Don't ask what kind of water it is or where it came from. Just drink it. It tastes good. Chad's water.
Water by Chad.
Fresh Chad water. Nothing like a cold glass of Chad water in the morning.
Straight from Chad's apartment.
Yeah. That's as specific as it gets.
Spring water flows straight through the apartment complex of Chad.
He collects rain, which is illegal. Oh, shit. Chad, run. He's a good guy, dude. His rainwater's the best, and so is his pot farm. Oh, fuck. Well, just hold out till January, Chad. Hold out till January.
You only got 2 months left.
He uses that water, and he puts it in bongs, and he rips his fucking crazy-ass weed.
Oh.
He's really a weed dude, but then he's like, collect rainwater, man. Like, well, we got a podcast that people in India listen to, so maybe you should advertise since you sell pot and have money. But he's facing, the legalization. He's going to lose everything. So it's more of like a GoFundMe for Chad and his family. Chad can't get a job because he has dirty piss, because he has to smoke weed or he'll get sick.
Maybe he needs to fly to China and try to sell his water there.
Integrity Farms. I was thinking that the whole time, like, you can't sell weed in China. It's a communist country. And I'm like, oh, good, okay, you got arrested. South Park. We're talking about South Park. You fucking squares. Yes. So vaping. So how many deaths have there been from cigarettes? You don't need statistics. How many deaths have there been from cigarettes? And
a lot.
How many deaths have there been from vaping? Eight.
It's an epidemic.
Yeah.
8 people have died.
Hit job. And you want to know what? It's shit. They're buying shit from shitty places.
Okay.
It's discount shit.
Why all of a sudden? This is new. This is like in the last 3 months, and then all of a sudden we're going to ban it. And
hit job.
I feel like the tobacco companies are behind this.
See, I always was under the impression, and I don't have any knowledge of this. Somehow I got the impression that tobacco, like Philip Morris or whatever, Reynolds, they were gonna get into vaping, like Marlboro vapes and shit. I thought that's where it was headed.
Maybe it's not them. It's somebody though.
The gatekeepers.
It seems like a campaign. It started with one thing, then two deaths. Or
you mentioned, well, that's over THC though. That shit's not fucking tobacco. That's what's really bullshit about it. There's people buying THC oil from some idiot who's not legit, and it's killing them because there's the vitamin E or something that's coating their lungs. It's not tobacco. There is some nicotine ones, But I don't know. I just saw the truth that you see on TV where it's like, we rebel against cigarettes. Like, we're badasses. Fuck cigarettes. I got my hood on it.
Edgy and...
Yeah, we're rioting against cigarettes. It's like, whatever, dude. Like, fuck you. I mean,
what do these people do for fun?
They're actors. I mean, I don't know, because they don't smoke. So
I'm not saying you have to. Yeah, I'm not saying you have to smoke to have fun.
Smoking's not
or
cool
drink to
anymore.
have fun, or smoke. I'm not saying that at all. But I would like to know, like,
they get together. It's apparently like this one ad. It's like a rave, and they're just like these anti-smoking people at a rave, and it's just like, I'm sorry, but no one's buying this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, kids smoke because their friends smoke or their parents smoke.
We don't smoke cigarettes, but we'll take fucking Molly or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever the drugs the kids are into.
Yeah.
That's not bad for you.
K2. That's a big one.
Sure.
That's the fake weed that kills you. Again, let's attack weed over synthetic bullshit that's being peddled. Like they're attacking vape. This is synthetic shit that someone who has no business making it is making it. Now, I read one report that this THC oil did come from a dispensary. Then that dispensary is the problem, not the concept. The concept is not the problem. The source is. Just like if you bought a cigarette that was poison.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's them. Not, well, all cigarettes are bad. I'm just, you know what I mean, though.
Well, there's multiple things, too, because then there's this has been going on for a while, you're marketing this stuff to kids.
That's what I was trying to say. Well, not trying to say. The tasting, the flavors. That's what they're really going after. You brought this up last time. Like, it tastes like candy.
Which is bullshit.
What? It does taste like candy.
No. Like the argument, because you know why?
Kids hate candy?
No, that they make cotton candy flavored vodka. They make, birthday cake flavored vodka.
And this is like age restricted too. So if kids are doing it, then there's another issue there. Who's
There's
selling it to them? Who's
I'm not saying I'm not saying it doesn't. Man, that Chad's water is so good.
It's sweet Chad water, man. I think this came from his bong though, man. It tastes like herby.
God damn it, the derailer.
No, dude, we're on topic.
It's a false argument. It's bullshit. It's like if you have half a brain, and the arguments are, yeah, it's marketed to kids. The Jewel or whatever it is, yeah, it's cotton candy flavored. Yeah, just like you said. Well, it should be, restricted to 18-year-olds and over.
Fresh Chad water. Nothing like doing a podcast with fresh Chad water.
Like I said,
you need an ID. You need an ID. You gotta show ID.
Well, like I said, they make alcohol that has a bunch of different flavors that are candy flavored. So where's the argument against that? If that's your argument,
I'm sure. Well, they argue against blunt wraps. That peach blunt wraps and grape blunt wraps because like kids want that.
Okay.
Yeah. No, like if you like to roll blunts, then like it tastes different.
I just think someone's trying to take down the vaping industry.
The gatekeeper, someone big up there said, "Let's take down big vape."
I wonder why.
There's
a lot of money to be made off vaping.
Vaping to me is how you quit smoking.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody says you're supposed to vape for the rest of your life. I think that's what some people are doing, unfortunately. I think the problem is the people who are making this an issue, whether if it's not the tobacco companies, it's the people that are mad because there's like, okay, smoking's down. We're winning the war on smoking. We're butting out, fuck smoking, the truth people. Then it's like, oh shit, but they're just vaping it now.
Who are these people? Where do they get their money from? I mean, money talks. That's what this is all about.
From the tobacco companies. That was like one of the settlements, I think, is they got to like give these fucking people money to like run smear campaigns against them, honestly, to inform the public. That and putting the thing on that package that it could cause cancer and birth defects. Like, I've never seen anybody pick it up and go, oh shit, I'm addicted, but I didn't know that, and then put it back.
It's all. I mean, and it hurts the weed industry too.
What about it?
It hurts the weed industry because these people are just banning all vaping products. It doesn't matter what.
They're not listening. They're just.
I'm just saying, there's so much money involved here. How is this happening?
People have been vaping weed as in the flower, as in the herb, forever.
Yeah.
No problems. In fact, people say it's healthier.
I've heard that too, or read, seen.
But
whatever.
these people who are stupid are thinking it's like that's part of the problem. It's not that.
Maybe they're saving lives. Maybe those things that you're sucking on a battery. Maybe that is just. Oh, it's.
I bet it is bad for you, man. I bet it is.
That's not what we're arguing. We're not arguing if it's bad or we're not taking. I don't vape, so I'm not taking a stance one way or another. But it's just the arguments behind it and why all of a sudden, 8 people have died, yet thousands of people have died from, alcoholic related deaths and other deaths, but eight deaths cause for an epidemic.
8, not even double digits. And we're not like downplaying people dying at all. It's like, that sucks. But like, listen, okay, so when you smoke a cigarette, it fucks up your heart. It raises your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your lungs. And to my understanding, when you vape, it pretty much, there's no smoke going into your lungs. It's vaporizer. Now, whatever's in that, that's up for debate. But it's healthier. Then you vape this juice that's like, 6 milligrams, and you go down to 3, then you go down to 2, and then you wean off. That's what I did, essentially. That's what I did, and it worked. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you, man, when I would vape, I could tell it felt like shit sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, because you still would cough. I mean, vape weed, you cough too, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I remember I was there when it started, all of a sudden, boom, everywhere. Everyone had vape shops, everywhere. Get these big machines and just blow these huge clouds, and it became that, like, replace smoking as a cool thing.
I would be so pissed if I was a smoker. It's like, what do you people want from me? Trying to ruin my life? No, we're trying to make you feel healthy. Well, that's their choice.
I think it's...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I would say I'm thankful for it, because not a smoker. I used to smoke, but not a lot. But I love that we live in a day and age where restaurants aren't filled with smoke, airplanes aren't filled with smoke. For the most part, going out doesn't, anywhere you go, filled with smoke. I enjoy that. I like that. That's the world we're living in now, as opposed to how we grew up as kids. Young kids,
real young. Everything was filled with smoke.
Like, I'm glad when I take my kids out in a restaurant, like, it's not filled with smoke. That makes me feel a little better.
And people like, they hate it. They see someone smoking, and it's like they look down on them, like, you're a scumbag. It's like a trashy thing to do now. Even though when you're out drinking with people, it's like, let's get a cigarette. It's not trashy then.
I mean, I don't care if it's outside. I mean,
yeah, that's usually what.
I gotta walk through. That's the thing. Like, I gotta walk through. Well, okay, you get a little bit of smoke on you, so what?
Yeah, fuck it. It's
Those aren't the people who grew up, even though, like I said, we were really young, but it's not even comparable to when you could smoke in restaurants, and anytime you were eating, there was smoke all around you.
Have you been to, like, a casino where you could smoke? Yeah. It's awful.
It's terrible.
Well, I mean, probably back then you didn't know any better because that was how it always was, but, like, I go in there now, it's like, this is fucking awful.
Some casinos, though, do it right, where you can smoke in there, but it's well ventilated, or they have, like, really high-powered fans to where, yeah, you smell smoke, but at the end of the night, you don't smell like smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that because you get used to it after a while. But there are other ones that aren't as well ventilated, and you just breathe it in all the time.
It's just a weird environment. I'm not a big gambling guy.
Yeah.
So everyone's just smoking and drinking, and it's just, I guess I'm not lucky. That's why. If I was lucky, or fucking no skill, whatever you want to say, I don't give a shit. I don't have it. And I just probably would ruin my life if I pursued it more. But every time I go, I'm just like, this is miserable. These people don't look happy.
Yeah.
It's like, boom, casino, win big. Boom, your dreams could come true. And it's like, these are the people here every night blowing all their money.
It's fun to go sometimes.
Once in a while.
And just not for a long time.
Or if you're like a real poker player or something, like you're into that and you're...
Those are the most fun when I go. It's just the games. It's the actual card games and table games. And
the slots, though, is depressing.
Yeah, slots are awful.
You see those people, they're just like smoking.
I mean, you can win big, but
you win your money back. You win half your money back. Yeah. Oh, I did good. I broke even.
Yeah.
It's like you're searching for something. Yeah. It's not the money because it's not good enough because you keep going. No one goes, oh, I won a bunch of money. I'm done. Yeah. I don't think that ever happens.
I think slot machines are a little bit different. I think that's more like an endorphin thing because it's hard. Yeah.
And they rig them. They're all rigged.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a pit boss, step to me. You're fucking rigged, man. Like they set them to go off certain times. So, see, like you could win.
You're gonna piss off Tony's Casino.
Shit. Tony's Casino. No, that's not a legit. Wait, I don't want to use. You told me not to even mention the word legit as a positive or a negative. It's on the east side, and I would say it's called a casino, but it's more like a back room kind of thing.
Like there's no slot machines, it's just iPads with games on them.
You like knock on the back door, and then you gotta know a password, which I probably shouldn't give out. You just, if you don't know it, you probably shouldn't go there.
You should probably stop. Tony knows some pretty hardcore people.
Yeah, Tony's like not unreasonable sometimes. It seems like he's like on edge.
Well, he owns a casino.
No, I think he like does coke all day too.
Oh, that too.
For some reason, when you do coke all day, like you're irrational. I don't understand. You don't like to be told no. That's what I was told about Tony. Is don't tell him no. You don't tell him no. He wanted to do the meeting for this ad at 3 a.m. I drove to the east side, saw it at East St. Louis area. I don't really want to say where it is because the whole situation was kind of weird. And the money had blood on it. It was red. I don't know if it's blood.
Maybe it was strawberry jam.
Yeah, he likes jelly. But man, like he was like, I thought he was having a heart attack. He did so much coke, it was crazy. I just wanted to leave, but then I felt bad, like you're leaving. But he had like his people there, like they could take him to the hospital. It's like you can't take him to the hospital, like it's gonna be like a big deal. The cops will show up. So like I had to give him a ride, and I just felt weird about it because I like had a few drinks, and it's like I don't want to get a DUI, and then I don't want like him dying in my car. And I'm kind of self-conscious about my car. And Tony's like, I don't know if he has money, but he has nice things. Oh, he's going to kill me for questioning if he has money. But I took him like to this, I don't even know where, because like I was just like, turn here, turn here, turn here. And this guy like, gave him something to like help him like be okay. And it was like 8 a.m. and like I had to go to this thing I had to do. And it was horrible. But I got a sponsor. Like, take note, account executives, you got to do get shit done. If you're not driving your client to some backroom doctor, then you're not serving your client's needs. And Tony's got needs, man. Because right after, like, he was fine, man. He was hitting up the fucking strip clubs. So he had to let off some steam in one of those. I'll just stop.
Just read the tagline.
Can you just take your money back, Tony, and not kill me?
Come on down to Tony's Casino.
Let's see. What does it say? It says, Tony's Casino. Knock twice to get in. Knock 3 times to get beat down.
It's a horrible. He needs a marketing manager.
Well, the thing is what I tried to tell him, and I tried to tell him, like, I'm a big shot guy. Like, I worked in small town radio. I know a thing or two about how to market it, like something. And he's like, wants it exclusive. Like, he doesn't want like some guy from Iowa with his wife going, I'm going to go to Tony's Casino because they'll like have a cockfight or something. And I don't mean rooster. And like, this guy will like, rat. And then they'll have to, what's going to happen to Tekashi 6ix9ine? Like, that's going to like happen to this person. He's like, I got to call the cops. This ain't right. So basically, if you've been to prison or you're a criminal, and I mean that in the best way, because you do you got to hustle. Tony's Casino. That's where you want to hang out. There's also, you could find out about jobs. While I was there was a guy who was having an issue with his wife and a divorce. He was going to lose his house. So a guy offered to help him out. I don't know exactly what happened after, but see, the guy offered him $5,000 to help him out. So you need money, go down to Tony's Casino. You'll find work.
I think Tony
honest work.
Tony only paid for like a 2-minute spot, and we've given him more than that. So he owes us money.
So shit.
We should play.
The good thing about Tony's Casino is you can go there like tomorrow. It'll be gone. You go, where to go?
It's mobile. It's a mobile casino.
You just got to shut down and get out because the feds are coming in. So then it's like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? It's like, boom, he's over here. It's like, it's a fun game. Where's he going to pop up next?
We should play topic roulette.
All right.
Speaking of the casino games, you got a bunch of topics on your laptop there, don't you? Not to be meta.
What's meta mean?
I don't know. Like Inception.
Inception. Okay. Do we live within a dream? Topic 1. Okay, this is what I want to talk about. One thing I want to talk about. So, we got social media pages. What are they? Go.
Facebook.
No,
Twitter.
Like, how do they find us, man?
I don't know. I know. Okay, a happy medium pod, like the band, a happy medium pod. You can't just Google us because if you Google happy medium pod, I don't know.
Youth of the day.
There's a lot of other happy mediums. So
yeah, there's also one called a happy ending, and that's not us. We don't do that. I don't do that. Do you do that?
To myself, maybe.
I receive it, but I don't do that.
Yeah, or a happy accident.
I sometimes sit on my hand, and
it's called the stranger.
Stranger danger.
There's a happy accident.
That's called the friendly stranger. Or the curious stranger. So we got these social media sites. Follow us, like us, okay? So I go, hey man, I send out to all these people, like, I don't know, whatever. Like my shit, like our shit, okay? They do, they don't. It's just kind of like a supportive thing to do. Because I'll tell you this, and we've already mentioned this person, I'll like 5 of someone's fucking bullshit pages. I don't even believe in it. It's not about whether I believe in it or not. Because you might not believe in my shit, because I have multiple pages of dumb shit. Not this one I really believe in. None of these people, so a lot of them, they won't like it back. So it's like, can you just be supportive?
Why don't you like me?
It's not about that. Oh. You don't have to like it. I'm doing that because I'm saying, you do you, buddy.
Well, it makes you curious why they don't.
It's kind of shitty, isn't it?
That's what I mean. Like, why don't you like it?
There's just a lot of people like that, where it's like my radio page, or like my comedy page, or like my band page. Multiple. And I'm like, sure. Go. Get. Then it's me. Nothing. Then I get to ask me again. Are you fucking serious? Like, fuck you.
Some people are likers and some people are not.
Are you mad that, you don't like anything, but what I'm telling you is
you
that
don't like anything.
There's people that are not liking our page that I am blatantly supporting.
Doesn't bother me.
Fuck them?
Yeah, fuck them.
Should we put them on blast right now? I got a list of like 10 people.
No.
Nah, don't give them the press, right?
The press.
No, don't give them that's one thing, like, Howard Stern made these fucking people famous by Mancow, the guy I interned for. No one know who the fuck he is, Howard Stern. And there's several like people like that. Made him famous. We're not going to do that. We're not going to make someone famous.
No.
Is that a wrestling move?
Make me famous.
Something like the famous, something like
Famouser.
Yeah, I would make you famous, something like that. Like it's like a finishing move.
Mr. Ass had the fame-asser. I don't know about make me famous though.
Oh, what a classy event.
Mr. Ass.
Yeah. So what's going on in wrestling?
You asking me personally? Like I follow it? I do follow it a little bit. This is like wrestling explosion. There's
what's with the new league? I'm seeing a lot of
AEW.
A lot of hype about
cool.
that. People love it.
I've watched a couple. I've watched like 5 minutes of each episode. It's like the new WCW.
Does it have a chance against the WWE?
Oh yeah.
Everyone hates the WWE now. There's a lot. I'm reading the comments and the threads. What's the problem? Like we've just talked about. There's got no stars. There's no Stone Cold.
It's funny because I got the network to watch the old stuff.
Right, the 90s shit, right?
But but now like the pay-per-views are included, like the new stuff. So I'll wait till like the next day and see what the backlash, if it's good or bad. And if it's really, really good, I'll go watch it. I'll watch the new pay-per-views. And if it's really, really bad, I'll go watch the bad pay-per-views. Or not bad, if it's something happened or it's just different. It's very, very different. And I think like anything like WWE, like in the last couple of years, like they went, like they used to be so provocative and so even like after the 90s, even like after I stopped watching it, it got really, really like soap opera-y and
who was the writer? There was a writer because I was talking to somebody. It's called the Attitude Era that we enjoyed in grade school so much, and I guess into high school. Vince Russo. Yeah, he was like the guy behind the Attitude Era. What happened? Did he get fired and leave?
He went to WCW
and then brought that shit there. That kind of brand.
It was terrible. And then he
didn't work.
Then I think everybody who got fired or quit.
Was he on TV? I remember seeing him like on TV.
He was on WCW. He was a character.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
And then I don't know. Now I'm like catching up. Like I'm kind of going back and like watching from when I stopped.
Let me ask you this. So, and this ties into our last session. We talked about how Saturday Night Live is only like relevant in a certain part of your life, and then it sucks. I mean, that's what it seems like how everyone feels. I'm not saying it sucks. I saw some funny shit the last couple of weeks. It was pretty good. I just think it's just hard to be funny consistently in that format. But anyway, about to sidetrack. Is wrestling the same way? Where we liked that just because in that time of our life it was more meaningful versus now we're adults, it's more, or is it just not that good? Is everyone who shits Chevy Chase, that's the good days. Hulk Hogan, that's the good days. Is that the same fucking thing pretty much? Like,
some of it is. Like I've watched like the old pay-per-views.
Legendary.
Some I've seen, some I haven't. Mm-hmm. Some of them are really stupid, but some of them are really like, holy crap, this is awesome.
Remember Hell in a Cell, man, with Mankind? Yeah, Jesus.
Like I didn't watch that. I think that was, I wasn't watching wrestling at that point.
I thought we watched it together. It was when he's like on top of the cell and he falls through.
There's a lot of them.
He did like 10 of those.
I don't think, no, because that was in 98. We were in grade school then.
Yeah, you're right.
But there's another one. There's a lot of
dates.
There's a lot of Hell in Cells. But what got me into it are the podcasts where they talk about like these like pay-per-view events and like the all the business behind it and the creative behind it, and that's just fascinating. That's why I want to go back and watch these old pay-per-views and old shows. But yeah, now there's like wrestling's almost on every night now. Yeah, WWE's on Fox. Did you see that? The big, it's on like the Fox network now.
Like network
SmackDown
Fox?
is, yeah.
What day?
Friday night SmackDown.
So Disney owns SmackDown because Disney owns Fox.
No.
Yeah, Disney owns Fox.
Not the Fox networks.
Yeah, they own The Simpsons and Family Guy now.
I don't know.
God, it's just going to be Disney.
Do we own that yet? So anyway, it's I mean, it's just like it's something to put on in the background.
I just don't get the people who are like hardcore invested into it.
Oh yeah,
like it's like I'm not trying to be mean. Like what's wrong with you? I get like, oh, Raw's coming to town. Let's go.
Raw
Raw
is coming
like,
to town.
When?
2 weeks.
Shit, I bet it's sold out because I would probably go to that.
I kind of want to go.
Let's go.
The problem is it's on my wife's birthday.
She'll have
on
others.
her birthday.
Sorry, I don't.
Where's Jerry at? Oh, he's at a wrestling event.
Yeah,
okay.
That just sounds.
When are you guys getting divorced?
Yeah, that sounds.
It was
awful.
fine when we were 16, 17. Now as a
bring her with. That could be your. What's
well,
her birthday?
I'm trying to talk the kids into it. They're a little young for it.
They're not gonna like it, are they?
Well, that's what I kind of like about it now. It's
chicks wrestling.
Yeah, well, the chicks are good.
Hot chicks.
But it's not even hot. Like they're actually better than the guys. Like they're headlining these events now.
Don't they have their own night? Kind of. I thought they had their own pay-per-view at least.
They did have their own pay-per-view. Like women headline.
Trish Stratus, is she still around? Trish Stratus.
She just did a match, I think.
God, oh God.
But they don't look like that anymore.
She looks like shit now.
I didn't say that. I mean, she's aged as she
should
have.
We all age.
But I'm saying like the women wrestlers are now, they're like the male wrestlers.
They're not like slutty and hot. They're like athletic.
I mean, they're good looking, but they're more they're athletic.
It's about athleticism.
It's not like
versus
a
like
bra and
look at
panties, right?
Oh, remember? Those are good times, man.
The bra and panties matches.
Just like Sable. Remember Sable?
Yeah.
Vince McMahon and Mark Maron and shit.
No, I missed out.
Wait, what was his name? Mark Maron? That's not.
No.
Who was the boxer that was her husband? Mark Maron's a podcaster. That's comedian.
See, that was before my time. Well, I'm going back and watching.
It was her legit
now.
husband. I think his name was Mark Maron. Like I think that was his name.
Mark Mabel?
No, he was like he was like a real boxer, and then he became into WWE, and he basically just clinged on Sable's coattails.
Really?
And I think he didn't last long. Maybe it was Mark Maron from the podcast. Maybe.
Well, Mark Maron is in that wrestling show on Netflix.
Glow.
Yeah. Maybe
No. Is that wrestling? That's wrestling. Is that female wrestling?
I don't know.
It's the Orange is the New Black people.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I think it has something to do with wrestling.
Is it like roller derby or wrestling? I don't mean to sound like stupid.
I think it's wrestling because they did like a cross promotion. WWE and Glow did.
Glow is real though, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I was reading that
it
was like it was on TV in the 80s.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now you know.
But it's I mean it's cool that it's out there. Like I wouldn't. I'm not the type of fan, even though I do pay for the network. I'm not going to go pay $60 for a pay per view. Like I'm not that type of fan.
We did that shit though, man.
Oh, yeah. Everybody did back then.
We would split them, wouldn't we?
Everybody did back then.
Yeah, we'd go sit out in your barn, not like a little real barn, but like you know, Oh wow. Or we'd watch them down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, our brothers would be with us and shit. It was like get a pizza. I mean, I don't know. Did we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a big event.
It was so much fun. It's like, you know.
Would you? And I know people who've done this, acquaintances of mine, wherever they hold WrestleMania. Where they're holding WrestleMania this year? Do you know? Have they announced it yet?
Oh yeah, I don't know where though.
That's like a big event, like possibly a week-long event. Would you ever go down there and like? I mean, like the who's who of wrestling are there. Like there's
If
all
it's in
kinds
Chicago, maybe.
Would it ever be in St. Louis? No.
No, never.
I think it was in New Orleans last year.
I really
want
to go to a wrestling event, like a televised or a pay per view. So I might go to Raw. I'm not sure. I was gonna wait.
Dude, no, your wife's gonna kill you, man.
We've been together for a while.
That was a good run.
They just improved.
So you got divorced over wrestling.
Yeah. Well, it's not just. It's just. I'm more concerned about the family because I'm sure we're gonna do something. Where's your husband?
Maybe she doesn't want. Maybe she doesn't want you around.
Oh, he's at wrestling.
Maybe she's like, yeah.
I tried to get my kids. SmackDown came last year. I tried to get my kids to go. I don't want to go.
They said no.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't watch wrestling.
What do they like? What are kids into?
I mean, my oldest is 7.
So what does she like? What does she watch? She watches on TV. iCarly.
No.
Hannah Montana. That shit's old, isn't it now? Like Wizards of Waverly Place. I'm dating myself.
I try to not make them. I try to want them to watch.
Frozen.
Frozen.
Everyone, I knew that. That was big.
Disney movies, but also just movies instead of quick, flashy, repetitive TV shows.
Oh, you sound like Martin Scorsese, man.
Yeah, old school.
Do they watch the Avengers shit?
No. But anyway, yeah. So we'll see if I go or not.
We'll see if you get divorced.
It'll be worth it. Just kidding. No, Raws are 3 hours now.
Oh, my God.
It actually sounds really boring.
It's 7 to 10.
Can you imagine being
it,
3 hours of wrestling? I know some of these people, but not a lot of them.
Probably a lot of it's shit.
I probably have a lot. It's
probably
just
the last match is probably the big oh my God.
But even then, the cool thing is it's the go home show, which I've learned it's the show before pay per view.
Oh, that's the best one. Yeah.
And the
one after
the one before. It's the one right before. So all the big stuff builds up.
Yeah.
And so the pay per view that's in the same week, it's the one that's in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, fuck.
And it's Team Hogan and Team Flair.
What?
They're so old now. It's so sad to watch. They're a bunch of old guys, but they have wrestlers that are on their team.
Oh. So basically,
but I'm just saying,
they're just using their names pretty much,
right?
And then
maybe Hogan and Flair will be there.
Oh, maybe.
But maybe I'll spend the money and go, and they don't show up.
The last time I went was a dark match. You know what I mean by that? Yeah. Not televised. It was in West Virginia. Got free tickets, and Randy Orton was there. Sheamus was there, and then the final match was John Cena versus Kane, and he picked up Kane and slammed him, and it was okay. But those non-televised things, it just seems kind of trashy. The people sitting around me, they thought it was fucking real, man. I mean, I'm listening to them talk. They thought it was fucking real, dude.
Well, that's the best part.
And I know it's West Virginia, but the people here probably are the same way.
That's the best part about going is the televised.
Ba-boom, ba-boom.
Well, now they stopped doing
the fireworks.
They stopped doing that, but just last week, we're bringing back the fireworks. That's
JR still on? Or did
he's with the new place, and Tony Schiavone.
Oh, what about Michael Cole?
He's with WWE. He's like the main guy. He
fucking still survived?
He's on SmackDown.
Lawler's gone, right?
He's on Raw.
I thought Lawler had a bad exit. I thought he's
still on Raw.
Did he not though?
I don't know.
I thought they fired his girlfriend and he got mad. He was dating one of the women wrestlers.
Oh yeah.
And he threw a fit and left.
That happened
long time ago.
Yeah.
But they've made up since and now he's back.
Yep.
Woohoo!
He doesn't sound like that anymore.
He's like,
he tries to bring it back, but a little deeper.
Jerry the King Lawler.
So yeah, it's good to reminisce. You get little bits of, the stuff that was popular when we watched it, but it's a lot of new stuff, and the new stuff's some of it's pretty good. They just had a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Oh,
and it was awful.
Really?
It was people were booing, people were chanting.
This sucks.
They were chanting the new leagues. So that's the
What was wrong with it? Well, why did it suck?
Let's just say the last
How
match.
can you fuck up Hell in a Cell?
Okay, this is what from what I gathered, because
How do you fuck up a grilled cheese? Like,
because Hell in a Cell, it's not of a taboo or big thing anymore.
it's been done so many
It's
times.
been done, and like they don't take the bumps like they used to.
Mankind falling on tax.
Well, here's the thing. So from what I've gathered, so they have this new character that's like Undertaker-esque. Like he's like a demon, but he also has like a Pee Wee Herman style show where he's like split personalities. And so when the demon part comes out, it's completely black, and like he like scares people and gives them the mandible claw. And it's supposed to be really scary. Oh my God. So anyway.
He's got a Pee Wee Herman show. That's part of his
Not
gag.
Pee Wee, but like a kid's show.
So he's like a split personality?
Yeah. It's a split personality.
So what happens when he turns into the kid's host? He gets his ass kicked?
When he's a kid's host?
Does he like have
No, I'm sorry. That's like pre-recorded on the Jumbotron.
I gotta see that.
It's actually really interesting. So anyway, he's the biggest character. Like people really
What's his
responding
name?
well to it. Not the demon. The Fiend. The Fiend, I think. So anyway, so they had a Hell in a Cell match in the dark. It was like you can only see like red light.
That sounds weird.
It was weird. So anyway, this guy is like the most popular wrestler, and he's going up against the champion, who's not liked.
Who is that? Who's that?
Oh God, he has long hair. I don't know.
Okay, the Fiend.
The Fiend. And so they make this character like he's like, you can't do anything to him. Like he kicks out after all the finishing moves. So their response is, let's get everything out from under the ring and throw it on top of him. And then they call it a DQ. And that pissed a lot of fans off, because in Hell in a Cell, you're not supposed to be able to call it DQ.
Yeah, it says this headline right here. WWE officially explains the ending of Fiend. Rollins is the other guy?
Rollins, that's it.
Rollins at the Hell in a Cell. So yeah, there's
a lot.
Yeah, huge controversy over that.
So like at the end of the match, they're chanting AEW, AEW.
Did they do that shit with
AEW?
WCW though and WWE, where both of them would chant like?
I think so.
When they would
I don't
suck.
remember that though.
I think when WCW started to suck, they would chant like Austin 316. And
Oh
shit.
yeah,
and that was
but
shit.
never like the main competitors.
Well, that's pretty bad though.
Yeah.
Like,
But hey, it's just like people are still going. People are still.
hey, you know.
But I don't know. From what I'm reading, like this Fox thing is huge, and they need
That is huge.
They need ratings.
they have-
if they don't have ratings, they're gonna get canceled.
well, yeah, that's network TV, man.
Yeah. So
Like
that's why
they've been on
the
USA.
hardcore fans are like, "What in the hell are they doing?" They're supposed to be getting fans, but then the excuse is like they're putting everything into that, and they don't care about the pay-per-views. Like they're putting everything, like they're gonna make like SmackDown like a pay-per-view.
Or the pay-per-view concept dead? Because what do you explain your situation again? You pay, and I know a lot of people do this who are into this, WWE.
It's $10 a month.
They pay that, and that's how they watch it versus renting it on however the fuck you
They
rent
still,
it these days.
if you don't have the network, they still have the pay-per-view. Like we just want to buy the pay-per-view.
But are they like you said, they're not putting anything into it? Is there no money in that anymore?
Oh, there is.
Is there?
Yeah. I don't know. What do you mean money? Like
it was like $50 to $100 pay-per-view back in the day.
Right.
Now everyone's getting it through some subscription.
right.
So maybe that's why they're not going balls to the wall on it
Probably
anymore.
not.
Because I think like they pulled like big numbers, and maybe they probably still do. But like, well, we ordered on DirecTV. No one has DirecTV anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Well, the thing is,
you have to get it through the network almost.
I even read back in the day that like, yeah, they cared about ticket sales, but pay-per-views didn't equal ratings. And back in the day, ratings were everything.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of times they would have like a big title shot, and then they have like the rematch the next night on Raw.
That's what I was saying. Like the show right after the pay-per-view is a big
Right.
show too.
Yeah.
Because usually if something crazy happens, like they'll fix it or whatever. They'll have like a retaliation.
I don't know. It's so different from when we watched it. I mean, it's different.
They're just adjusting to the new way of
Yeah.
distribution
There's
of
just, I don't know.
content.
There's
Fox, damn, that's high profile.
yeah. So I don't know. It's I mean, it's something to, if you're bored on a Friday night, but I'm not going to appointment watch it.
Oh,
But
totally.
actually, what I do is it's I won't watch anything until like a huge buzz or huge something happens, and I'll go back and check it out since I have it. Even though SmackDown's not included in that, so I don't know.
They wanted you to watch it on Fox, right?
Right.
Now. That's why.
Yeah, that's not on the
What was
network.
it on before Fox? Do you know?
USA.
USA. Yeah, they were USA. Then there were CMT.
Raw's still in USA.
Remember they moved to CMT? It was like they changed the name. It was like Spike TV.
Spike.
The Man's Network of all man
Network.
stuff. In my man cave watching wrestling.
Wrestling.
Now those dark matches though, like they're not very glamorous. It's kind of like makes you feel like shit.
What am I doing with my life?
Not what am I doing with my life, but like this is cool. Like these people are scary that I'm sitting with. Like, and they're like talking about this is real. Like it's not real, dude. I got cussed out one time because I said I wasn't real on the radio.
Oh, I bet you got.
Yeah, some guy screaming obscenities at me. I gave it right back to him though.
Have you ever said something like Star Wars isn't real?
No, I said something like Ric Flair had a heart attack, and I'm like, too bad heart attacks aren't fake or something. Some guy's like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! Fuck you!" Like I'm just like that. I just gave it right back to him. And I said, "Come on down here." I've done that a few times, which is stupid.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't expect that. It was just a joke. Like Jesus.
You ripped on the Nature Boy.
Yeah, I've met him. Well, I didn't meet him. I was on a plane with him, and I was too big of a pussy to meet him because I'm not that guy. I'm not going to bother.
You told this story.
Huh?
I think you've told this story.
I've told it at bars late at night several times. It's my pickup line.
I wish I would meet Ric Flair.
I didn't meet him. I was on a plane with him.
I know, but I wish I would meet.
And I wasn't sure it was him until I got off the plane and everyone's whispering that's Ric Flair.
Even though I hated him as a wrestler.
I should have clotheslined him.
Take this old man.
I remember meeting Goldberg in the mall, and some guys like trying to like fight him. It's like, you think you're tough? You think you're tough?
Oh my god!
I bet that's hard for those guys though. Like Brock Lesnar goes to like Buffalo Wild Wings, and people are like, "Oh yeah, you ate all that."
You think you're tough?
I thought you're like Muhammad Ali or like Mike Tyson. I bet people want to knock you out, probably.
Idiots.
Badge of courage. Or badge of honor. Like, I knocked out Mike Tyson in 1985 or now.
Yeah. Mike Tyson's big into weed.
He loves his weed.
He's like started a business, but like a.
Yeah, no, he's got his own weed
I know it's a
company.
business, but is he a grower or a seller?
I don't know what. I think he's just names on it. He smokes like, they said like how much he smokes. It's like an obscene amount. But if it prevents him from biting people and raping people, then fine.
Yeah, remember I saw him on the Joe Rogan podcast. It was pretty good.
Is he all there? I don't think he's all there, man.
I think so. Yeah.
He is?
I mean, I don't know. He's enough to have a conversation with Joe and not seem nuts.
He was a force, man.
Hell yeah.
He if he didn't get you in the first 2 rounds, you'd take him. Man.
Actually, I remember. You should listen to that if you like Mike
Tyson?
Tyson and all. Yeah, because he like kind of reflected and.
I wouldn't say I like him, but
well,
like I respect
that's what I
his
mean.
athleticism. He's kind of seems like a bad dude. Like he raped a chick.
Well, he's kind of like he doesn't talk about that, of course, but he like goes back and like kind of reflects on like how he used to be, and it was a good listen.
I'm assuming he came from a rough life.
I don't remember.
I think Don King
details.
pretty much like took him and mentored him, and like
Yeah.
basically made him a prodigy.
Do you think Joe Rogan's the new Howard Stern?
I think Joe Rogan's the new Joe Rogan.
Well, in terms of like the go-to,
I still think Stern maybe not the main go-to, but he's one because like I just was running clips this morning as I was like making breakfast. It was like Seth Rogen, Snoop Dogg, Jimmy Kimmel, Whitney Cummings, like all these like Howard Stern clips. He's in LA right now, so he's like he's getting the big names.
well, in terms of interviews,
Yeah. I think Stern still I read an article where Stern like puts you over in the industry at this point. I don't know if Joe Rogan still has that clout, but like you do good on Stern, that's good for your career. That's what that Ike I can't think of his last name. He was in Blockers. He was in that movie that got banned about hunting deplorables. He's on Mad TV.
Mad TV's still around.
It was on Mad TV. He was a cast member. No, it's not around. I tried to bring it back.
How old is he? He's just now trying to make.
He was on like, huh?
He's just now breaking fame, and even though he's on Mad TV was like on like 15 years ago.
I think it ended not like maybe 5 years ago.
Mad TV?
Yeah, it was on for a long time. It was on from like 95 to like, they just had like the last episode, and then they tried to bring it back, and it wasn't like successful. And then they had like a reunion show. I think Artie was even like came on like walked out or whatever.
Anyway.
Isn't he? But he's saying like he like goes on Howard Stern, and he's like ripping on Ronnie, ripping on Gary. And then like he goes to a meeting and everyone's like, that was great. Like that's Howard's got like power like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if Joe Rogan may not have industry power, but like, you know, they pretty much get the same guests. Like Rob Zombie will go on Howard Stern. Mike Tyson will go on Howard Stern. He's been they pretty much. I think Joe Rogan has defied Howard in a way because Howard has always said that podcasts are bullshit. That anybody can podcast and you ain't shit if you podcast. He's like, go on the radio, get good ratings, then you can call yourself a podcaster. And that's just him being jealous because I think deep down he wishes he did that himself. But he got billions of dollars from SiriusXM.
Right.
He gets over 1 million listeners a day. He's doing good. Essentially, it's a podcast. You know, it's audio entertainment. So let's take away labels, podcast, radio, audio entertainment. I'd say the top two would be Howard and Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan and Howard are different. Howard's become more glamorous in Hollywood. Joe Rogan's more humble and like, I don't know. I'm not
More,
like
quote, I hate to use this term, but like indie. It's like indie versus the
that applies. Yeah, I'm not trying to say Howard's a sellout, but I'm just saying
he
like
is. He'll tell you he is. Sellout's not a bad thing anymore.
No. Rob Zombie doing something against your principles for money is being a sellout. Not being successful is a sellout.
Right.
So, Joe Rogan, the new Howard Stern.
I would say new, but you know what I mean.
Howard Stern reinvented the wheel. Are you saying Joe Rogan reinvented the wheel? Like
I think he reinvented the podcast.
Howard Stern reinvented audio entertainment, and then when it wouldn't work on FM anymore, he took it to SiriusXM, and he probably should have podcasted. I mean, Opie and Anthony, they probably should have podcasted as well. No rules, no one telling you what to do.
Well, the big dog was Corolla. And I've never listened
was
to
the
him.
original.
He was like the original podcaster, like celebrity.
When Howard left L.A., when Howard left radio, we were talking about Rover earlier. Rover's Morning Glory out of Cleveland. Rover replaced him in the Midwest. Opie and Anthony were brought back from SiriusXM. They're exclusively on SiriusXM at that point. And they did half the show on FM, half the show on SiriusXM. And then Adam Carolla replaced him in L.A. In all the West Coast markets that Howard had. And they all didn't last. They lasted maybe 3 years. And then Opie and Anthony went back to SiriusXM exclusively, and Rover went back to just Cleveland, and then went to iHeart, and now he's like trying to get syndicated through iHeart, or he is syndicated. I really don't know. I'm not following him. And Adam podcasted. He said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to work for me. And he financed it himself. And he gave himself a time limit. And he said, if I'm not making money by this time limit, I'm giving up. And he did. And I don't really see him getting the same kind of people that like Joe Rogan and Mark Maron get. Because Adam Carolla seems kind of like conservative.
Is he still on?
Yeah. Adam Carolla?
I've never listened to Adam Carolla.
No, he's still going strong.
He was like number one.
He's like he's Mr. Podcast 1, man.
Right.
But he's not getting like the tastemakers like Howard and Joe Rogan. Adam Carolla seems more like a curmudgeon now.
Yeah.
Like he had that Catch a Contractor show. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I did.
It was cool.
I didn't see it, but I heard of it.
It was cool. It was a cool concept. Yeah. But he's more of like fuck millennials, kind of like I hate new. I don't know, everyone's a pussy, and he's not wrong, but he's like coming off kind of like curmudgeon.
Old man.
Yeah.
He's probably pissed because all of his colleagues are not all of his colleagues, but I mean Kimmel should be ashamed of himself. I know, but like
that's a sellout. That's
a sellout.
He used to be a funny dude, and now he's just a bitch. I'm sorry. He's on Howard all the time. They kiss each other's ass.
Yeah.
No, Kimmel's disgusting. But you know what? He did what he had to do to survive. He probably couldn't do what he did on the Man Show and on the radio and as a comedian and be on ABC.
Right.
He had to do the lame cookie cutter stupid shit that he does now.
Yeah.
What else? I just don't get how people can be like offensive and then be like, I'm clean now, and then offensive is bad.
Oh, people try to take him down.
Oh, they always will too, Because there's the thing is he throwing stones. Don't throw stones, dude. You live in a glass house.
Right.
He's throwing stones.
Bitch.
I hate Jimmy Kimmel at this point. I hate all the late night hosts. I hate them all.
I hate them all.
I do. I hate them all. I wish they would I wish they would cancel all of them. They're always promoting them. This is what's going on. Oh, did you see this? No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it, and I didn't fucking want to see it. It's just dead. It's a wasteland. Fucking kill it. Kill late night shows. God damn it. Kill late night shows and kill award shows. Do away with it. Do away with it. It's dead. You watch Johnny Carson? No, it's not like that anymore. It's not oh God, the who's who. Let's see what happens. No one fucking cares. No one cares.
I think people do, but not. I don't know. Maybe.
Do you go? Oh God,
I don't.
What happened on Colbert last night?
Don't.
Like Jesus.
But the same people who go to the WWE dark matches probably care.
No, not the same.
You don't think so?
Different crowds, man. Well, depending on who they're watching. I bet Colbert's got a different crowd than Kimmel and Fallon and all them. I mean, Colbert's like liberal coast crowd. Fallon's middle America, stupid let's dance around and play games with a celebrity crowd. And Kimmel's just trying to like get a piece of the action.
The crumbs.
He's trying to be a happy medium.
The crumbs, whatever.
The leavings.
He's been on the longest though, out of all of them, hasn't he?
Yeah. The ratings are. It used to be Fallon, Colbert, and Kimmel. Close Kimmel. Now it's Colbert, Fallon, close Kimmel. Fallon's been dethroned.
Maybe if Kimmel was on like CBS.
Yeah, ABC, man. Like you were telling me about the Dana Carvey show that a couple weekends ago or whatever. Oh man, I hopefully would have known better to be like, that's not a good idea. Like this show's.
Well, that was big at the time. Like they had Home Improvement
But Home Improvement's like middle America, fat ugly kids watching it. Like
I watched Home Improvement.
I know, but
it's the reruns.
Okay, Home Improvement versus what we told me was on the Dana Carvey show. Do you see where the Dana Carvey show should have been like on Adult Swim or Comedy Central or MTV?
Yeah. Not
ABC?
No.
Like, yeah, ABC. When I hear ABC, I hear shit. I hear, check out this new ABC show. I say, no, thank you.
I don't think I've ever Lost was on ABC. I'm trying to think of anything else that was on ABC that I ever watched.
What about CBS? I was thinking about this the other day. What good CBS show is there? I mean, Letterman was
they're
big.
the most popular.
What though?
It's all those shows, those CIS,
CSI Irvington,
and the Man Show.
The Man Show.
2.5 Men.
Speaking of the Man Show, Joe Rogan hosted the second shitty version of that.
He did,
but he said that like they shut him down to everything they try to do. But anyway, go ahead. 2.5 Men.
2.5 Men.
That was CBS.
Yeah, The Big Bang Theory. I'm saying those are like the most popular shows at that time,
and they're for fucking stupid people.
Law and Order is
NBC.
NBC.
That's NBC. God, Dick Wolf, man. He's got to be so rich.
So
the Law
rich.
and Order franchise.
Does he do anything besides just
the Chicago ones, like Chicago PD? They've had like crossovers where they're on each other's shows.
I don't watch those shows, and they just seem. I'm sure if you watch them, they're interesting. But like just by the commercials, like this is fucking. It's like they advertise all three departments. It's like, come on.
Well, it's like they're all in Chicago.
Blah, 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 blah. Watch CSI. No, what is it? What's it called?
It's like Chicago PD, Chicago Home,
PD,
Chicago
and
Fire.
Then there's this, Chicago Fire. And then there's this, Chicago whatever.
Why not a St. Louis show? Like St. Louis, I don't know.
It's a lot of crime you can base your show upon.
Yeah, how about them Cardinals, man?
Yeah. I'm trying to do the math when this is going to air, so...
Oh yeah,
they could be out by the time we talk.
Well, the reason why
we
we don't have a podcast is because he wanted to watch the Cardinals. So
that's not true.
Yeah, it is. Sort of true.
There's a lot of stuff going on that day.
Baseball.
I always think Sundays are never a good day for me. There's too much besides.
It's a holy day. It's a holy day.
It is. It's like it seems like a good idea. I got nothing going on, but then it's like I don't.
It's your recovery day. It's my recovery day. It's like I got to prepare mentally for this fucked week that I'm going to do.
No, something did. Maybe it was. You're right. Something. Maybe the Cardinal game was on Thursday.
Thursday was a Cardinal game, and then Sunday I just think shit didn't work out. I'm just shitting. I'm just fucking with you, man. But that's big for us right now. You got the Blues.
It's been a good year.
Yeah, for St. Louis. Yeah. So Why don't we have St. Louis shows? We're like, you know,
I don't care because
we're
we're
a
not,
shit town. I didn't say
we're
that.
a
You
small
did.
market.
I mean, as far as radio, we're top 20 markets.
Really?
I mean, yeah, we're like market
Top
20.
20?
Maybe. I mean, we're like right. I always know Tampa Bay, and St. Louis are always close. It's like 1920, either one. Yeah.
Then why are all the companies that run the stations like merging?
Because that's just how it's happening. It's happening everywhere. I mean, we got the major companies. We got Hubbard. We got iHeartMedia. We got shit. I don't even know. I've been out of the game 6 months. I forgot everything.
There's one more.
Entercom. I mean, those are the biggest of the big. I mean, and then you got your like AM stations that you can pay to be on.
I ran digital for AM station. I'm not gonna talk shit about it.
I'm not talking shit about it. I'm just saying.
We're not talking about shit about any AM or FM station. Just in case we
like,
need a job one day.
Well, no, I'm like much respect. I'm just saying, like, my point is St. Louis is a major town.
Yeah,
we got the major companies, we got major sports. Why don't we have St. Louis shows? Why is like there 4 Chicago shows? Every show takes place in New York or L.A. Now there's 4 Chicago.
Chicago's like the third biggest,
right?
city.
But like you also have I mean, you got the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Why don't we have a St. Louis? Like Real Housewives of South County.
No one would care.
I know. Why doesn't anybody care about us? We're important. We matter. We matter. We're the gateway to the West.
We don't. Because if you heard someone else say that about their city, why don't we have a Real Housewives of Tulsa? Cleveland,
Cincinnati.
I don't know.
Newark, New Jersey.
It's funny. Yeah. So my new thing is I listen to sports radio after playoffs, but instead of local, I also listen to the opposing teams radio.
Is it like watching Fox News and then MSNBC?
Yeah, and it's fun because in my head they're fucking terrible.
What?
But so the Cardinals just eliminated the Braves.
Yeah.
And so I was listening to the Braves, and it was a blowout. They blew out like 13 to 2,
13 to 1,
13 to 1. And so I'm like, oh, I gotta listen the next day, and it was just like. But man, they're terrible. They're just like, we're the better team, this and that, this and that. And then they start talking about why they, and then they're making fun of. Well, Atlanta thinks they're cursed, like all their sports. Like they're the team. So the Atlanta Falcons almost beat the Patriots. They were up 28-3 going into the fourth quarter, and they lost the Super Bowl.
Weren't the Braves like a big team? I remember them winning a lot when I was young. Like the Atlanta Braves.
That was a while ago.
But that doesn't mean you're
Right.
cursed then. Being cursed is like the Cubs or the.
They just don't have a big history of playoff runs. I don't know about NBA. So anyway, they were just saying, why are we the butt of all jokes? And they're like, well, because they're not us. They're jealous of us. And I think he was serious. I'm like, no one's jealous of fucking Atlanta. I'm not saying anything about Atlanta, but like that mentality, they're jealous because they're not.
St. Louis has that mentality.
No,
best fans in baseball. I'm not shit on the Cardinals, but anybody who says we have the best fans in baseball or call themselves the best fans in baseball are fucking probably awful people.
Now, if you listen to the radio, they know like they don't follow that shit. They're just like whoever came up with that was not local.
Really?
That's like the claim to fame. Like some person wrote an article about it, and then it just stuck from there.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
because I always was like, come on, seriously.
And they don't. If you listen to the right radio, they're just like, yeah, that's noise. We know, like, yeah, we go to we live our baseball, but we're not.
But there's fair weather fans just like everywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching the game, not the last one, but the Cardinal Braves game. There was a lot of empty seats. That's a fucking playoff game. You shouldn't have any empty seats.
It was also Monday at
best fans in baseball.
There was also
best fans in baseball.
There's best fans in baseball, but there's still 40,000 people there.
Best fans in baseball.
40,000 people.
Best fans. I'm not starting a fight.
I know, but that's just what I.
Wrigley Field. I'm not saying this is not a Cubs Cardinal thing. Wrigley Field's sold out every night, and they're like
every night.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm
Cubs fans. Obviously, you know the history of the Cubs. I say they're the best fans in baseball because they turn out every fucking time after like 100 years of failing, and they haven't given up. And they're assholes, just like Cardinal fans. They fight each other. I remember being in a bar.
They're more rowdy.
I remember being in a bar and like Cardinal fans were like talking shit, like Cubs suck. It was like a bunch of like Karens and Beckys and like soccer moms and it's ugly.
But it's fun. It's a fun rivalry. It's not like New York and Boston.
Well, it's also like, but like no, oh God, no. That's ugly as fuck.
That's
really bad.
When you say friendly, it's not
friendly at all.
No, well, the Cards and Cubs.
There's all, but it seems like the cities are against each other, kind of like the cities as themselves.
Well, the hockey teams hate each other too.
Right. Well, it's a division rivalry, or is it like personal? Because it seems like, oh, fuck Chicago.
I hate Chicago because I live in Southern Illinois. That's why I hate Chicago.
Because like China determines your movies, Chicago determines your taxes and stuff.
Right, the most corrupt state in the whole country. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of their sports teams either.
But is it sports or is it more than sports? The hatred between the
I think
two
it started
teams?
with sports.
And it just got escalated since Chicago struggled with the Cubs.
It's like the stigma. And then you learn more about, political corruption. All that's like, that doesn't help my hatred
St. Louis
for
is
Chicago.
shady as fuck too, man. They got some shady shit going on.
I don't live in Missouri anymore. So
Do you read the shit going on? Like, they got some shady shit going on.
there's shady shit in every city.
Fucking, you heard about the governor, right? Our ex-governor? You heard that story, didn't you? I'll tell you the full story off the mic, but...
Oh, I know about this. Last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know all about that.
That's fucking scandalous as fuck.
I know all about that.
Someone took him down.
I know. Do you know who that person is?
Yeah.
So did me too.
And they skated. They never got mentioned at all, which is whatever. I'm just saying, you accuse somebody, your name should be on blast as well.
Should we make this podcast popular?
No, because I got nothing against this person. And frankly, it was infidelity, and you're mad, and he did what he had to do to protect himself. I mean, he had his kids, right? I mean, he has a career. Yeah. And the ultimate betrayal. I can't blame him, but at the same time, you shouldn't be protected. It was like everybody in St. Louis knew, but like it was never in the papers. It was never like in the media. It was never a well-known fact.
What kind? Well, we can't talk about this unless we're gonna talk about it.
No, I'm just saying. My point is that St. Louis, Missouri, is shady as fuck as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you got these officers that are like beating up like undercover officers during riots. That's fucked up. Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Ted. It's like, guys, I was at your party. Huh? What?
I say politicians are going to politician.
Politicians are going to
Politicize. Yeah.
I mean, the Metrolink's a nightmare.
Is it?
Seems like it. Yeah. A lot of violence. People getting shot.
I only ride the Metrolink during the best time to go is during a big event
because there's so many people.
There's so many people.
Not like at 1 a.m.
No.
Is it even run at 1 a.m? Probably not.
I don't know.
It sucks because people are like, oh, fuck public transportation, but it is nice like to just get on a train and like that's what I miss about Chicago is you just get on a train, you go anywhere you want within like 20 minutes, and you're there.
Now we have scooters.
I'm not a scooter kind of guy. Fuck those scooters, man.
Scooters are awesome.
I see them everywhere. I just see like piles of them everywhere. Every time I go into the city, there's piles of them everywhere.
I know.
It's like these people just scoot and then they just pick them up and then take them and they just throw
them in the river. Yeah.
Scoot. I'm scooting on the highway.
Yeah, scoot and
put out my hand as a signal.
Scooter Uber.
The Ubers don't come out here though.
Yeah, they do. Lyft does.
Lyft does, yeah, but it's like a fucking expensive ride.
Yeah.
I mean, just be a big boy, drive yourself. My point is public transportation can be nice, but it's not nice here.
I used to when I lived
Chicago does it right.
When I lived in Europe, it was public transportation everywhere. Mm-hmm. It was kind of nice, but it was also kind of annoying.
You take trains to like other countries, right? Like we would take trains. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's fast too, right?
Yeah, I took a speed train from a couple countries. It's fun.
I mean, why can't we have that? That's nice.
It's annoying, but at the same time, it's like it's very appointment like. Like I have to be there by a certain time, or I miss the And it's like still it's nice, and it depends how far you are from the train station, but it's also more hectic. Yeah, you're right. It's nice.
But in Chicago, though,
you just sit.
Chicago though, like it runs every 10 minutes, so you miss one, you got one coming in 10 minutes versus like you're fucked. Obviously, I think in St. Louis you're probably fucked if you miss one.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
It would be kind of cool if there was a.
I mean, you go somewhere. You don't have to worry about drinking and driving. You don't have to worry about parking.
I do miss that.
And you
just stumble home.
But now you got to worry about getting like beat up or something.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a trolley though.
They put a trolley in the town in Centralia where I used to work.
Who thinks that's a good idea?
Well, there's like fucking a heroin epidemic. There's like people getting shot and robbed.
Let's put a trolley.
Yeah, this trolley will fix it so you can take a trolley around all the crack houses.
They probably do that instead of putting money into fixing the roads.
Yeah, well,
we're just going to fuck the roads up even more and put a trolley
It's an illusion, like progress. Right. See, now we have a trolley, even though like it's too dangerous to take it anywhere.
That's cool. We're unique.
Well, we made progress. It's just bullshit. We accomplished something. We have a trolley.
I don't think that one's even. Is it running?
It was in the U City, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not.
I think it's running, but I feel like
I have no interest in taking it anywhere.
Yeah, I don't
it seems like it'd be more of a hassle than just driving.
it screws up like traffic too.
Yeah, you're like right behind it in your car, like get the fuck this trolley.
It's weird.
San Francisco has the trolleys. That's where it's more like efficient.
Yeah.
It's more of like a bus versus like take a guided tour versus U City. Where are you going? The pageant, Blueberry Hill. Let's hold up traffic while we take you there. Trolleys. Yeah, I wish public transportation was nice, but I don't know. Chicago seems like it's got a lot of problems, but St. Louis has got a lot of problems. I think every city has its problems. But then you got Centralia as an example. It's a small town with a lot of problems. Problems are everywhere. You used to be able to. I want to get out of this city, away from all the crime and the corruption and scandalous shit. I'm going to go out to the small towns. Well, now like meth and heroin have destroyed the small towns.
Right.
You have nowhere to go unless you're rich. Then you can get a gated community and just pull over poor people that drive by, or probably, let's be honest, black people. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Not saying that's right, but small town America is dead.
It's dead?
Yeah. Well, you live in a small town. You got the small town vibe.
Uh-huh.
Is it still, is it
dead in, as in how?
As in, it's like magical. Kids riding their bikes, playing in the park.
Oh, yeah.
Ice cream shops,
Oh, yeah.
snow cones. Yep. You got the fucking place where everyone eats. And then here's the coffee shop where everyone goes, oh, did you see so-and-so's son? Oh, it's going to be cold today.
Yep.
Not like, hey, man, I gave me my Narcan. I'm dying, you know? Like,
Yep. It's the first, for what you said.
That's nice, dude.
It is. It's nicer than I thought it was going to be.
Are the cops, like, fucking strict as fuck? Like, I mean... Is there just no crime? I mean, probably you live in. There
actually is. There's a lot of. I shouldn't say a lot of crime, but a lot of car break-ins.
Well, you live in St. Clair County.
Yeah.
So they're worried about Cahokia and Belleville versus you.
Yeah.
You probably get neglected outside of your local PD, right? Because they're like worried about that shit. I remember I was like back. I remember I was backroading in high school, like driving around drinking and smoking weed, and we were in St. Clair County, and they're like, "We're fine, man. Like we're fine. Like it take a cops an hour to get out here because like East St. Louis, Cahokia,
maybe in the back roads."
Yeah, I'm just like that doesn't make me feel that good. It makes me feel kind of scared,
especially if you crash your car.
Yeah, or whatever, or. Yeah, something bad happens, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm. I dig it.
So, you gonna see the Joker movie?
Probably not. I'll see it at some point.
I was gonna say,
dude, I don't go to the theaters.
No, okay, I don't mean go to the theaters, but like you plan on viewing it at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. That's like
I don't know. I don't watch movies. It's weird.
You watch the Avengers. Marty Scorsese hates you, dude.
I know. I'll watch.
Are you gonna watch The Irishman? No. It's on Netflix though.
I don't care. I don't have Netflix.
Ooh. That's why you can't watch 13 Reasons Why either. You're not gonna know who killed Bryce. I'm gonna know, and you're not. I might tell you though. You have no clue.
No idea.
The Joker is another example of there's a hit job on that movie.
Yeah.
They decided, no, we don't want this movie to be successful. We're gonna act like people are gonna shoot up theaters, which hasn't happened. Because of that tragic thing that happened during The Dark Knight where a guy said he was a Joker and shot up a theater in Aurora, Colorado. And then violence, male toxic shit or whatever, male toxicity, masculine toxicity. Metacritic score 59. User score 90.
What's the audience? Yeah.
Yeah. So the gatekeepers decided we don't want this to be successful. Why?
Todd Phillips.
What's wrong with him?
He makes a lot of good movies, but he seems like an outsider.
He said,
from the quotes I see that he says, which
like
I don't know.
Not in the click.
Yeah.
He said, I can't do comedy anymore.
Yeah.
Because of the PC social justice people. So he does this, and he still can't win.
He's winning. It's making money.
I mean, but yes, he wins the ultimate battle. He wins the war. But like just like Dave Chappelle, they tried to fucking like ruin this.
He probably loves that.
Oh yeah, I would love it too. Yeah. You beat the system.
Now it'd be one thing if you're getting shit thrown at it before it comes out, but then after it comes out, if no one sees it and gets tanked, like the Batman movies or the DC movies. Mm. That's kind of the same. Not like not dangerous, but they just come out and like these are just terrible movies.
Were those like? Were those? I mean, what? I don't remember. Was there like a collective shit on by the critics for those movies?
Oh yeah.
So
I only saw one of the new group.
Yeah,
I only saw one, and it was awful.
Have you seen Suicide Squad?
No, I haven't seen any of the DC movies besides
stupid.
I mean, Batman, Superman. I paid money.
It's fucking stupid.
I was a big Batman guy. Me and my brother went.
That's Ben Affleck,
we're big
right?
into Batman. Yeah,
Oh,
and we
yeah,
watched
I
it.
saw it.
Like this sucks.
It's Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor, right?
Yeah.
I
mean,
saw that.
It was okay. I mean, it should have ended like an hour before it did.
This is a big CGI thing at the end, right?
Yeah. That ruined it.
It's like some monster.
It was kind of
fought.
cool
Yeah.
actually for a little bit, and like I kind of liked Ben Affleck as an older, darker Batman, like more violent. Like I like that part. I wish he had his own movie before he quit. But then, yeah, it just sucked.
Now it's the Twilight dude.
Yeah. I don't know.
But,
I think especially, but the thing with we could talk shit about the Avengers movie. At least they're good movies, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions. Because I don't see a lot of negative people talk shit about the movies.
Nobody shits on Marvel movies. I mean, okay, Martin Scorsese's shitting on the whole concept of that,
Right.
not like specifically. Like he didn't say Iron Man 3 is a piece of shit. He says those kind of movies aren't
Iron
real
Man 3
movies.
actually was a piece of shit.
Well, I'm just being. I'm just.
That was one of the ones that wasn't that good. But
I didn't know that.
But like
I never saw it.
Endgame, like the very last Avengers movie, I cried. Everybody cried. I'm telling you, I don't
taking away
cry.
your man
I don't
card,
cry in
dude.
movies, dude. It was sad.
You're in a theater in a dark room with strangers crying.
I'm not like bawling my eyes up. Like a single tear came out. Wow, it was pretty sad. So
That's
that shows
kind
that
of disturbing, buddy.
we can talk shit about me, but like I don't cry.
talking shit
I don't
on
cry. I don't cry in any movies, hardly at all. It takes a lot for me to cry, and it made me cry.
When Iron Man died?
Yeah, just the way they did it. It was well made.
Was it like Winnie the Pooh dying on South Park?
I cried during that too. That's my childhood. You murdered my childhood.
I get worked up during movies. I don't know if I get worked up during an Avengers movie, but I'm not.
We
shitting
haven't
on
seen it.
You're right.
They made it. They did it. I mean, it was very cliche and it was very expected.
I got
like,
pretty
I knew it was
worked
going to
up.
happen.
I got worked up during The Dark Knight. Like, didn't cry, but I was like emotionally like, oh my god, this is fucking me up, kind of.
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight series, like those movies worked me up, just like the whole spectacle of it. And then the last Wolverine movie kind of touched me. Like, it was like, fuck, man. Like, this is fucking awesome, you know?
Yeah. See, I've yet to see that one.
Logan?
Yeah.
It's
I heard
like,
it's really good.
It's like the Dark Knight version of Wolverine.
Yeah.
It's almost like, why couldn't you make all the other Wolverine movies this good if you, like, ended it like that?
Yep. But anyway, back, I don't know what we were talking about. DC sucks.
We're talking about the
good.
hit job on the Joker. Like, why did they decide to go after the Joker? And is that DC? Or is that just Todd Phillips and company?
No idea. I don't.
I mean, it's Robert De Niro.
So like Spider-Man's back in the but it's like I don't know who owns who.
I'm sure DC gets a piece, but you don't see DC's name all over it like you do. With
Someone
like
owns that character, so someone's getting money somewhere, but it's obviously not being promoted. I don't know. Deadpool was a pretty violent, action-packed, or not action-packed, but violent, gory movie. And that was under the Fox umbrella, wasn't it?
That was against the grain, though. Like, they bucked the system with that one. I don't think that's what the studios wanted. And then it was successful. Oh, good job. We were behind you the whole time. It was one of those situations, you know.
Are they making another one?
Deadpool?
Yeah.
I'm sure. They got Birds of Prey coming out.
What's that?
The Suicide Squad, or Harley Quinn standalone or whatever.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I don't know. I think after the last Avengers, like that was it for me.
No more?
Well, the Avengers was still like connected to the
How many
movies
other
I
people
like.
are going to say that?
But if they're going to start introducing brand new characters, like young kids, I say that.
Next generation?
Like I don't care. You know.
What's the best DC movie you've seen? And what's the worst DC movie you've seen?
What do you mean, like characters?
Just a DC universe.
So like,
movie.
do you call it the very first Batman? Not the '89 Batman. Is that DC?
I will say because it's
like before it got, before it became.
Yes and no, but I'll give you that. Yeah, because I would say The Dark Knights, and that's technically not the same kind of.
Before that, it had to be just a Batman movie. So it's my favorite Batman movie because the Superman movies were
Christopher Reeves.
Yeah,
I didn't really watch those.
I watched like
they dated, like
they're very dated.
Yeah. Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor, isn't he?
Yeah. On the first two Tim Burton Batmans, I really enjoyed as a kid.
Danny DeVito as the Penguin. Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
I like the next one too with the Riddler. It was very different, very campy.
Different director, different style.
Yeah.
And the one with Mr. Freeze was supposed to be shit.
Bad.
Yeah,
It's
George Clooney.
same director, same campy. It was just extra campy.
They made it more like comic book like.
Well, I've read the decision behind that. Like Burton was supposed to do a third one and bring Robin in, but it was just too dark. And then the studio wanted more campy. Want to sell this to kids. Want to sell toys. Want to sell all this. And Burton didn't want to have anything.
So he made 10 movies with Johnny Depp afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they moved in that direction. They were supposed to do a Superman with Nicolas Cage.
They were supposed to.
It was. They casted him.
They didn't know, right?
It was Tim Burton.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what he did. He wanted to do a Superman after that.
I remember that. I remember Nicolas Cage. I remember going, that's fucked up.
They made a documentary about it. You should watch it.
Did you also hear, and I don't know if this is the same thing, Kevin Smith wrote a script for Superman that was going to be made, and then it got panned.
Yeah, that was it.
That was the same thing? Wow.
Kevin Smith, directed by Tim Burton.
Wow.
Starring Nicolas Cage.
Wow.
Like, they had him in a suit and everything. Like, it was, I don't know.
What happened? Just no?
Was it the studio?
What had
Someone pulled the plug.
But why?
It wasn't him, I don't think. I don't think it was Burton. It's probably a script. It's probably, they couldn't decide.
I think
on
it was
script.
Kevin Smith's script. I think he was too fanboy about it, which I think people would have actually liked.
Kevin Smith he was kind of involved, but he wasn't the whole story.
I thought he penned the screenplay, or at least the story.
He did,
He's
but,
something, and people are like, comic book aficionados are like, genius.
I got to go back and watch the documentary. It was really good.
Wow.
Because by the end of it, it's like, shit, I wish they would have made this, because I would have liked to watch it.
Tim Burton's made nothing but shit, in my opinion, the past few years. Just shitty movies with Johnny Depp.
Big Fish was really good.
Oh, you're right. Hey.
Yeah.
That made me
I cried in that movie.
You know what? It's weird you bring that up, because, yes, I bawled my fucking eyes out at the end.
Yeah.
I fucking bawled my eyes out, dude. Okay, yeah, I'm wrong.
Yeah. God damn. I need to go back and watch that movie again.
Oh, Jesus. But
you ever feel like you ever want a good cry, go watch Big Fish.
Yeah, Tim Burton. But the Alice in Wonderland, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Shit.
Yeah, dude. Like, he's just he's done. Like, he's out of ideas.
He did the new Dumbo movie. That
looked like fucking disturbing as fuck.
I didn't see it.
It looked like it would
my kids watched it and they really enjoyed it.
They did?
Yeah.
It looked like it would traumatize kids.
It was like a Batman reunion. Danny DeVito and Michael Keaton were in it.
Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
Wow. Good to see he's still working.
Yeah. He's in a lot of stuff.
You've seen the other guys with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg? He's hilarious in it. He's like the police chief. He's funny.
Yeah, like, did you ever see Birdman?
No, I wanted to, though. That was like an Oscar nominated movie.
I know, and he played like the founder of McDonald's. Like, I feel like
he played the guy that ripped off the people at McDonald's, right? Franchise,
something.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of movies he's in, like, man, I really want to see that movie. I never do. He's in another movie too, Spotlight. Is he in that one?
Yeah, they're talking about making Beetlejuice too, right?
Oh God,
please
don't.
Is that Beetlejuice?
That's Tim Burton.
Can't stop him, dude.
I wasn't a big fan of that.
Beetlejuice?
Yeah. I was really young.
As a kid, I liked it, but I don't know if I'd like it now.
It kind of it didn't creep me out, but like, I don't know.
It was just, you never saw anything like that before. And then 20 years later, there's like 30 other movies like that, but just like lazier. And it's like, okay, I don't care anymore, Tim.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a trailer for Dumbo going, this looks traumatizing. Like, it looks fucking scary.
Not enough for Disney to put it out. It's a Disney film.
Wow. You know, he's never fucking been excluded. He's in the fray.
I don't know how.
Like, he seems like a freaky dude.
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
That was a big one. That was a successful one.
Very successful.
Edward Scissorhands.
I like that one too.
What is that about? He's got scissors in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the trials and tribulations.
Vincent Price created him. Like, Vincent Price was a mad scientist
in real life.
No, in the movie. It was like Vincent Price's last film before he died, and he created him. He created, like, I can't remember why or how, but like, he just gave him scissors, his hands, and then he like escaped. Like, he had him live in like a Frankenstein tower, and then he escaped.
How did he jack off?
I never talked about that part. And then, like,
Remember
That was a sad movie too. Then like
it was traumatizing.
he hung around like the kids
some
at the
family,
time,
right? Yeah,
and, like the high schoolers, and then like the high schoolers used him to break into something. He got caught.
Jesus, have you seen?
It's just
Oh no, hold on. Wait. Hello?
How you doing today, sir?
Who are you?
So I'm calling on behalf of Spectrum, service internet, phone, and TV. What I'm doing is calling around, reaching out to people in your neighborhood, helping them get more reliable services while saving them money at the same time. Now, I'd love to actually do the same for you. So, sir, do you currently have internet, phone, and TV with someone else?
doing a podcast right now.
Well, you guys called me yesterday, and this is my answer yesterday.
Oh man,
I feel sorry for the guy because he seems
know.
like his life sucks. He needs a job, and
hey, he chose that job.
what time is it though, dude? It's
I know,
fucking
it's bullshit.
8:39, dude. He called me when I was driving home from class. It was the same thing. I'm like, well, who? Spectrum? Cable?
Did you hear they're bringing back crank anchors?
It's back.
Or it is back.
Yeah, it's back.
How do they do that now? Caller ID and caller ID, is that even a thing anymore? Caller ID.
See, in my experience in radio, which doesn't mean shit, that shit was fake.
Really?
Yeah. Either faked it or you call somebody that you knew. Like I'd be like, I have a morning show.
Yeah.
Call my friend Jerry and act like you're an idiot, and you're gonna be like, oh, you're okay.
It probably makes
It's my
sense.
idiot friend Matt calling. Hey, fuck you, dude. I don't know. Remember like the Jerky Boys and stuff?
Yeah.
Like the whole albums and movies based on that?
Oh yeah. That guy like ruined the flow.
I wanted to make it funnier. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Are we allowed to put that on the podcast?
He'll never know about it.
Well, he called me.
Yeah.
And in the rules of radio, not that we're a radio, we're a podcast. If you call a radio station, they can record you and put you on the air. Now,
He didn't give his name out.
No. And you probably can't hear exactly what he said.
No.
But that's harassment. I mean, I've seen YouTube videos of people like recording and fucking with people. I just had a situation where it was done to me and it wasn't very nice. But it wasn't like that.
You could have made it a lot worse.
What, to him?
Yeah.
Just I didn't because I heard the desperation in his voice, and I felt bad for him. He was just trying to fucking do. God, dude, I had to do the call center shit. One of my mom's friends owns a business, and you basically, in a nutshell, I won't say what it is because I don't want to bring them into this.
They're not a sponsor?
No.
Why not? They should be.
I don't want to deal with them. I'd rather deal with Tony. Tony and only Tony. Okay?
You should have got that guy's name. He could have read an ad.
I could have just sold it. We could have just because it was Spectrum.
Yeah.
So that was an ad right there. He just
And
tried
you
to
fucking hung up on him.
No, it was part of the ad. It was a creative ad.
Okay.
Yeah. That was creative. It was actually, I'm sorry, that was scripted right there.
So get Spectrum.
He was supposed,
Right
Spectrum.
now.
Forget
$49.99 when bundled.
Forget streaming apps. Spectrum, which is an app.
They have a streaming app.
That's what it is. It's Spectrum. It's basically Spectrum. You're on a Spectrum. So you don't have to get cable. You can stream it. Just
You don't have to be on the Spectrum to get Spectrum.
I'm on some kind of Spectrum, but I don't want to pay for Spectrum. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
God, the second time they called me, though, that's harassment, man. If you call somebody and they hang up on you, why would you call them
They
again?
really want to get on the show.
Oh, it's a hot show. It's out of Breeze, Illinois.
Well, they know about us because I have charter internet, Spectrum internet.
Oh, did you work in a deal where you got a deal on your fucking internet bill if you promoted the
God, I wish. My internet bill is expensive.
internet?
But I use it a lot, so it's justified.
Internet. I feel like I can't live without it. It's like my main concern wherever I go is is there internet here?
Did you hear, this kind of ties in California, Northern California, because of the wildfire season they had last year, high winds, knocked down power lines or made power lines explode and it started wildfires. So they're shutting down power in certain parts of Northern California and people are freaking the fuck out.
How are they supposed to live?
Exactly. They're like, how are we supposed to, like, hospitals? Like, how are we supposed to keep?
California's fucked like
It's
Illinois.
like Northern California.
But California's fucked like Illinois.
Well, it's just like anything. Like, it was supposed to be like a PR thing. Like, oh, we're going to conserve energy. But you look into it, it's like these people are fucked from last year because they're getting, I don't know if they're sued, they just lost a shit ton of money and like filed for bankruptcy, but they're still operational somehow. But anyway, so it's just like they're trying to cover their asses by not getting in trouble again and by saving money. But then yet all these people, and then like reading like the people who actually live there are like, people are in like fucking panic mode. Cause like without power, like people, like there was no gas, like gas, like there.
Would you be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I'd be furious. I'm sure
Like they just said, hey, I don't know if they're like shutting it down like certain hours. I didn't read the details because I don't know how they can.
That would make more humanity sense. Like,
but I mean, these could have been lies, but you just read like people that live there, and they're like, people are freaking the fuck out because like how like food's gonna go bad. Like even if they turn your power off for 10 hours a day, like your food's gonna go bad. Some food will go bad or just not.
I can see there's some dumb shit like that happening in Illinois.
Yeah,
with J.B. Pritzker.
I mean, they're doing their excuses so the winds don't, cause more wildfire damage, which we don't have to worry about. I mean, I guess we do, but not as bad as out there.
No, it happens all the time. Like out there, it's a big thing. California's fucked though. It's too big, man. It's got a lot of problems. Los Angeles, San Francisco. It's like Chicago and Southern Illinois.
Continues our theme.
Well, they
all got problems.
Well, L.A. and San Francisco, they'll dictate California. Northern California is conservative.
Well, this is happening in Northern California.
The L.A. is probably like, that's what you get for being conservative. Some of you guys probably voted for Trump, so now you have no power, even though like that doesn't apply. Yeah, so those poor rich people in Northern California, they're decided by the degenerates, the liberal degenerates in L.A. and in San Francisco. They dictate,
just like how we're dictated by
Chicago, the liberal, degenerate, leftists. I'm just being silly. Chicago, the bigger city. Big cities determine small towns. Should small towns be affected by big cities? There's nothing you can do about it. The more people.
That's where the money comes from.
Yeah,
for the most part.
That's why when Trump was elected, they threw a fit. I mean, everyone threw a fit, obviously. Everyone was very upset about Trump being elected. They wanted to get rid of the Electoral College. Which we've had forever. Because it's like popular vote matters. Because, Hillary won the popular vote. I remember when Bush ran, Al Gore won the popular vote. So that should be what matters. But it's not like a fair depiction because we go by what states go blue and what states go red. Like everything would be determined by New York, LA, and Chicago.
Right.
Maybe Texas would like be a big red, but I mean people would not be heard.
She's saying it'd be Democratic every time.
Well, yes, because that just happens to be what it would be. If those cities were conservative, it'd be whatever those cities wanted. So, like, is that the way it should be? Population, the number amount, or like a fair representation of like society, which is, I guess, what the Electoral College.
I don't know. The country's too big.
Because I think, though, and whether you're liberal or conservative, if they did do the popular vote, then yeah, it would probably be a Democratic president every time. Because I get what they're saying. Like, okay, you won the popular vote. Like, that should matter, right? Like, but it doesn't. It matters on, like, how many points you get from each state, pretty much.
I mean, yeah, it pretty much shows the popular vote does not count.
Which is kind of messed up.
It is.
But I also get, like, why the reason why the Electoral College exists.
It does, though, because they still count like counties.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that how it determines?
But how can someone win the popular vote and then lose the election? That just seems weird to me.
It's been a while since an election. I got to recap.
You're got a big one coming up, buddy.
Every 4 years.
Speaking of that, so is Trump finally going down again? They're going, It's
Is
impeachment.
Trump finally going down again? Number 745 since 2017.
So he had the Ukrainian government investigate Joe Biden and his son making money in the Ukraine, and they're going after him.
No, he'll be fine. The White House is backing him.
Do you think that's legitimate, or is that like a reach? Because it's getting to a point where, like, even if it is legitimate, people are so like burnt out, like they just don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
It's like impeach. I think what happened is, and nobody's talking about what Joe Biden did in the Ukraine. It's pretty fucking shady. But it's like, oh God, he's going after our front runner. Let's impeach him, because whether it's ethical or not, I don't know the law. I don't honestly see what's wrong with saying, hey, government official, someone from my country might have done something illegal in your country. You should probably check it out. Now, obviously, he did that to fuck over this candidacy. And that's what they're saying, that's illegal. You can't do that. But, like, why? Why can't I say, hey, in your town, I'm a mayor of this town. In your town, this guy running for mayor here did something wrong. What's wrong with that? I don't see what's wrong with that. And maybe I'm ignorant, and I'm just being unbiased. I don't know what's wrong with that. I'm not saying Trump's right or wrong. I don't understand.
How old is Trump?
70-something, 72, probably 74. I think if he does 4 terms, he'll be like 78 when he's done. Biden's older. Not that matters. I mean, I guess it does. Bernie, man, heart attack.
Bernie's done.
No, I mean, like, heart attacks, I'm not like, but like that makes him look bad.
Yeah.
Especially like when his healthcare plan like would have fucked him.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think he's just here to fuck shit up. I think that's just what he wants to do, is just fuck shit up and just screw over like whoever's going to win, because like there's going to be people that are going to go with him. And then he's going to get a big bag of money to endorse the front runner.
Take away all media, take away everything that gets reported to us, and blah 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 blah. From where we're sitting, small town, Columbia. I could still consider Columbia a small town.
Yeah,
compared to Chicago.
Totally. Oh, compared to
besides your taxes,
compared to Belleville, it's a small town.
Besides your taxes going up a little bit or going down or you're getting taxed a little more at the end of the year, getting taxed a little less. The fuck does it matter? Who's president?
Well, people are border wall, immigration, racism.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's what people are concerned about. We don't live on the border of a country, so we don't have to deal with it.
You're right. I say that coming from a middle America. Don't have to worry about that type of stuff. So that does matter. But let's just say,
I mean, where's the wall, dude? I don't want the wall. I don't care. But like,
didn't you know at the?
I knew it never was going to happen.
It was a way to get elected. Just a way to get the vote.
Well, if I was running against him, I'd be like, "Where's your wall?" I'd be like playing the wall as I walked out.
Well, we might get that when it goes head to head. God, I can't wait.
Him and Biden is going to get ugly. They're going to start fighting. Biden's already threatened to like kick his ass. It's so fucking stupid, dude. You're an old ass man. Shut the fuck up. Like,
it might be Elizabeth Warren.
It seems like that's who the media is like. They're kind of like getting away from Biden. Like, he's fucked up too many times in these debates, and even SNL like eviscerated him, like they fucking roasted his ass. So and it seems it seems like they're putting over Warren.
Well, of course.
It should be Biden. Warren.
I say of course because it's a woman, not derogatory, but that's like the next best.
Biden's old white man. They don't want that. We already have one of those. But
Elizabeth Warren, I would say, has a chance because you're getting the momentum from Hillary as a woman almost winning last year, not Hillary as a Clinton. So you have a woman who's not a Clinton. I don't know much about her.
She's done some dumb shit. The Indian thing,
sure.
The Native American thing was.
Who cares?
Stupid.
She's not a Clinton though.
No. She didn't. She doesn't kill witnesses. No, you're right.
Yeah.
She didn't kill Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Poor Jeffrey Epstein hanging in his cell.
Still. I don't know.
No, he's got like a new face. He's like.
See, that scares me too.
He's in Belize. He did Face Off.
Belize.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's on a beach somewhere, like with some like Nicolas Cage face.
Yeah, but then I don't know.
How does he like get killed and not Tekashi 6ix9ine? I guess because he didn't fuck with the Clintons. I guess ratting out like a criminal syndicate is not as dangerous as fucking with the Clintons.
Is he still in like protective custody?
He's straight up snitching like a fucking snitch ever
could. Is he in
could.
like prison?
Yeah, he's gonna get out though. He's not gonna do witness protection. He's gonna keep rapping. It's like TMZ's burning his ass. Like that fucking Harvey guy in the video, he's like, he sleeps with snitches, he eats with snitches, he's in a snitch like part. It's called the Rat House or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, like fuck Tekashi 6ix9ine. He's a little bitch who's out of his league, and he's a fucking asshole who messed around with real criminals out of his fucking element, and now he's being a little bitch snitching. He thinks he's gonna be some rapper still, and no fucking way, no fucking way. You got no credibility being a snitch. But, like, TMZ's the ultimate snitch. All they do is snitch. They just snitch on everybody who fucks up.
They make money off of it, though.
Which is why I'm like, why are they going after him to, like, put him over? Because they're all, who fucking cares about some fucking idiot snitching?
It's news, it's clicks, it's advertising.
And then everyone shits on him, and there's all these comments, and it looks good.
Yeah.
A million comments going, fuck Tekashi 6ix9ine.
They're tabloid.
Snitches get stitches, yo.
They're tabloid. That's how they make money.
But they pick and choose. They're in bed with the Kardashians. They're always up the Kardashians' ass. You notice, like, certain people they're nice to, certain people they're not.
Well, yeah.
I hope they find some fucking pedophile shit in that Harvey guy's fucking computer.
Harvey who?
The guy who does TMZ.
Oh.
The guy who was the Judge Milan or whatever, People's Court guy. Like, he was out in the crowd like, hey, guys, let's ask these fucking uneducated people what they think. And then he got his TMZ show where he goes, I'm a lawyer at the end. And it's like, hey, we got the guy from Cheers is like pissing in his pants, stumbling down the street. Let's stick a camera in his face and ask him a question. Hey, here's a rapper who's known for having low tolerance. Let's ask him a racially divided question. Hey, there's a celebrity. Ask him about Trump. There's another celebrity. Ask him about Trump. Blah, blah, blah. I have a sound effect.
Is that like baiting?
I think they're fucking evil, man.
Yeah.
They're fucking evil. I fucking hate them. I don't think celebrities should be above the law and they should be held accountable. But yeah, if you watch this shit, like these people are coming out of like restaurants, and it's like, no, I'm going to ask you some inappropriate question. It's like basically like what Stuttering John did for Howard Stern. And then like they like snap at him, and it's like, oh, like in a room, all these people like, oh, we got so and so, they went off. It's like, ha 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 ha. It's just who are these fucking people? They're nobodies, and they're fucking shitting on celebrities.
That's kind of a genius idea, though.
I guess I'm just jealous.
I like to take because tabloids have been going on for years. Just
National
like the tabloid,
Enquirer, yeah.
But like, it's like making the tabloids and seeing the people who make it, and then have all those jerk offs just talk about it and laugh about it.
They're in a room, like they're all in the room together, and they're just like shitting.
Smart,
but they're like losers, though.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying
they've done nothing. They've accomplished nothing. Basically, their career is like tearing down other people,
which is not new.
But they're like the best at it at this point.
I'm just saying they're
always quoted
they did it by making a TV show out of it. Just
it's so corny too. Have you watched it?
No.
It's so corny. It's got these stupid. I don't know who's narrating it, but it's like da 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 da, like cheesy. It's cheesy as fuck. And that shriveled up nutsack Harvey's like sitting up there with his like glass and whatever he's drinking, and he's like
still doing that.
Yeah, and he's like, so what do we got? It's
I've seen like
Oprah shit her pants in the mall, and then we ran up.
It's been on for a while, right?
Yeah,
I remember
it's
like
huge.
when it first came on.
Yeah.
Because it was always after the Tonight Show. It was after something.
It's late, yeah.
Or some show I used to watch. You just like, what the hell is this?
Now it's like one of those things where it's on different times in different cities. It just depends on what the channel is. Because I've seen it on like in the morning.
They're doing something right. Still on.
They're doing something wrong, but it's what people want. It's not right. It's not right to fucking harass people and then like film it. I mean, it's no different than like someone running up to a cop going like, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?" You know?
Yeah.
And seriously, like. I mean, I'm all about like holding the police accountable, but like if you're like an asshole to a cop and then like film them and then they're a dick to you,
that's bullshit.
What the fuck?
Baiting.
And plus, like, okay, so you're mad at the cops because of obviously racial injustice. Okay, you're like making a mockery of it if you're some stupid ass white person baiting them. It has nothing to do with you. The issue has nothing to do with you. You're just making it about yourself. I saw some video where this guy's baiting the cops, and he's like, I'm some comedian or whatever. It's like, that's what this is about. You're trying to get some viral videos, viral hits. And it was just the cops were, it was like a white guy with a black cop. It's like, I'm sorry, what you're trying to do has failed. Like,
let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up so you don't have to, have kids. Right, Jerry?
Right.
Hey, what do you think about Planned Parenthood opening up in Fairview Heights? Let's end on a light note. I was in Panera in the area, and there's these two old guys talking about it. I remember thinking that's exactly what we need to hear is two old guys talking about it. I'm sick of hearing about these women talking
I didn't
about.
Even know.
No, yeah, no, it's scary.
How? I thought I got an
J.B. Pritzker, man. Planned Parenthood, deal with it.
I guess that makes sense.
Illinois.
Yeah.
So everyone from Missouri can come over here and use their services.
So you're wondering my thoughts on it?
I mean, I'm not expecting you to make some polarizing statement. I'm not asking you, are you for or against abortion? I wouldn't do that to you on the spot because that will get you hate either other way.
You're asking me if I care what other people do with their bodies? That doesn't affect me in any way.
I'm asking you.
Well, I do have daughters, so it will someday.
I'm asking you, do you think that's okay? No, seriously, like, okay, Planned Parenthood's opening up around me. Is that fine? It's fine with me.
That it's opening up or what they're doing?
Well, obviously what they're doing would affect if you were upset if they're opening. Yeah, abortions. You don't care about an abortion clinic in town?
Nope.
The local town abortion clinic? Yeah.
Nope.
What sucks is like there's a protest. That's what they were talking about that night. This is like yesterday, actually. They're going to protest it. So I wonder if like any woman is walking in there, like going to get an abortion, and they're like, you're going to hell, you're a whore, because that's what they do.
Oh, I know.
And you go, oh shit, you're
I
right.
used to live right next to a Planned Parenthood.
Where?
In Missouri.
Where?
Valley Park.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've been to your house. I didn't know there's a Planned Parenthood.
It was like a little plaza.
Was it classy?
No, it wasn't. It was just like in a plaza, like a little.
I just don't understand. Like,
but there are people out there protesting
like every day,
once in a while. No, every once in a
while. Is it a lot or just like a sad
group? Like 3 people.
Like old people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some younger people too.
Like millennials or Gen Z kids.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention. I don't know.
Well, okay, you're trying to end this, and I got.
No, it's just.
Well, we just had that thing happen in Missouri. Well, they tried to change the law, right, where you can't have an abortion until like 8 weeks or something. It's like they restricted the time where you can have an abortion, and they did it like in a bunch of states, and everyone got really mad about it.
My thing is this: I don't know. I don't want to get into this. Like
you're in this, man. You're in this.
It's a happy medium. I see both ways. A very generalized term is if you're going to do it, do it. Don't wait until like it's almost a baby to do it. Now, there's certain reasons why you should. I don't know. I'm not going to get into
Here,
that.
I'll get in this. This is listen. First off, like some female listening to this would be like, "You're two guys. It doesn't matter what you say. Shut the fuck up." Well, it does, because if I get a girl pregnant and she wants to have an abortion, there's nothing I can do about it. Right. Also, if I wanted to have an abortion and she doesn't, there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, that's silly. I mean, it's silly there, but I don't think anybody like wants to have an abortion.
Right.
I don't think anybody's.
I don't know.
Like, yeah. No one's happy. I mean, you want to, but
maybe not the act of it.
No one's enthused about it. It's not a happy thing.
Right.
It's very horrible, and people who've had abortions are not like they're just like usually the people who are like fucking hardcore for abortion have usually probably had abortions. That's what I've noticed. Now, these guys are saying there's no reason why someone should get pregnant these days with all the, these older men were saying that with all the
shit happens.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's easier. It's so easy to just judge and tell people like this is how you should live your life, and these same people are like, so okay, you can't have abortions. Okay, fine. Then are you like adopting foster kids? Like,
right. What are you doing to help?
A lot of these people aren't just having abortions because they think it's fun. Like they've been raped.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah,
they've been raped, or they're not mentally capable or sound to take care of a kid. Put it up for adoption. You can't. That's where it's like you can't tell somebody what to do.
Right.
And because of it's obviously religious beliefs. It's religious. That's what it's religion.
If you take all like on paper, that's probably what you should do. But
What? Do what?
have it, and then if you can't take care of it, then put up for adoption. But there's so much.
It's not that easy.
You're right. It's not that easy.
We're men,
That's
okay?
what I
We
mean.
can't
It's
sit
not
there and
that
tell
easy.
some girl like you need to go through 9 months of
I'm
labor.
not. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell a woman to do that. That's,
And listen, like if you had an abortion and you're listening to this, and you probably don't give a shit about my approval at all. I don't fucking judge you. You know, you're fucking. It is what it is.
Right.
You know, and I'm sorry that you get treated like shit by these older people who have great lives and never had to deal with a fucked up situation. But on the other end, if you've had like 8 abortions, you're fucked up. Seriously.
Yeah.
You need to like reevaluate what you're doing.
The only part of it that I'm against are like, I guess there's some people who are just, I don't want to say lazy, but just like, yeah, I want an abortion, but I'm not going to get one just yet. I'm not going to get one just yet. I'm not going to get one just yet. And then they decide like it's 6 months to get an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
When it's like almost a kid, or almost a fully formed.
That's where it's like kind of really fucking morbid. I
Yeah.
mean, very morbid. And I've heard stories of, but drugs are illegal, right? Stay with me, not a detour. Drugs are illegal. So to get drugs, you have to deal with possibly dangerous situations.
Yeah.
People are still going to do drugs, as we all know, no matter what.
Yeah.
They've been doing drugs since the beginning of time. People are still going to get abortions.
Yeah.
You can't stop them. So you take away Planned Parenthood, they're going to go to some
Yeah.
fucking shitty fucking guy in a van.
Like Fairview. I think you're going to say place. I'm sorry. That was yeah, you're right. It's still going to happen, and it's probably worse off to do things that way.
And you can make that argument about guns. People are still going to have guns. And then, I mean, I don't know. I'm not getting into a gun thing. This is abortion, but like, I don't know. It's basically people shoving their religious beliefs, honestly. At the end of the day, that's what it is. It's religious beliefs.
Yeah.
And if that's a government-funded institution, which it is, then religion has no place in it.
Yeah.
But then people go, well, I don't want my tax dollars going to that. It also provides contraceptives and STD screenings and to people who can't afford to go to some fucking doctor. So
it seems like it needs to be there. It needs to be everywhere.
It's got people riled up, though.
It needs to be everywhere.
There's people are riled up.
Not even for the abortion thing. Just like you said, if someone needs counseling, someone needs.
Mm-hmm.
It should
There's some
be
young
there.
girl that got knocked up by some piece of shit who's never going to call you again.
Yeah.
Your parents, you don't have a relationship with them. You can't talk to them.
There should at least be a place with options.
Yeah. And I'm sure they're not
Education.
like, oh yeah, get an abortion now. I'm sure they're like, this is what's going to happen. Here's some literature. Come, it's going to be okay. You know what I mean? Like
Support.
they just like people's like view of it is, I think, unrealistic. This is basically the focus of our show, and we can end it on this. You just can't say something's right or wrong like that.
From your like high castle or
From your warped,
yeah.
and I don't want to say privileged, but because that's thrown around a lot. But yeah, privileged in the sense of you never had to deal with a fucked up situation. So you live your life, you had a family, and then you go to church, and then you're just gonna shit on people who are not in a good place. Because I don't think anybody having an abortion is in a good place. So you're gonna stand out and chant and taunt them. Some of these places even get fucking blown up.
Yeah.
How Christian is that? Don't kill babies, or I'm gonna kill all of you.
It's actually very Christian.
That makes no sense.
It's very Christian.
It defeats the purpose.
Hypocritical.
At the same time, though, I gotta wonder, like, who wants to be an abortion doctor? It's like, hey, I'm studying to be an abortion doctor. It's my passion. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be an abortion doctor.
Hashtag cancel happy medium.
No,
This has been
no.
happy medium.
Please don't cancel us. Please don't cancel us. Like our fucking pages, especially if we like your page too.
Who cancels?
Mic drop.